Yep. Hope you're ready.
Wait, what's happening?
I said I hope you three are ready to carry the party today, because if Harlan keeps disconnecting, you're down 3 members. So let's hope you guys are active this session.
Simon, I need you in your top 4.
I feel like shit.
That's not good.
Look, if I'd known this was going to happen, I would have cancelled the session, because we would have had one ill person, someone who's having a bad time with their PC, someone who's randomly disappeared when they said they could make it, and someone who couldn't make it. So, if I'd known that, I would have cancelled, and I would have run a one-shot where you guys could have played level 20 characters.
Oh!
Whoop, whoop.
Alright, let's do that right now.
Whoa. Okay.
I need time ahead of me, but I have a level 20 campaign ready.
Cool.
A one-shot.
It's not like I already have 2 level 20 characters planned.
because I know that in a normal campaign, I'm probably never going to reach level 20, or so far in the future, I don't need to worry. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's fine. This is why I would use it as a guidance or a heads up, you could say.
I would probably say fighter just to keep my life simple. Champion fighter level 20. Go as simple
Champion
as
fighter level 20. What's simple about them? You have 2 action surges, which means that you can get 16 attacks off in 2 turns. Smack.
Remind me again why I haven't gone for fighter ever.
Because when we used to play with Bishi Bashi, it was 4th ed and you went fighter. But then, since then, you said to yourself, I'm going to play something different, I'm going to play a caster. But you didn't want any of the generic casters, so I let you be a mystic. Then, in other campaigns, you played a paladin, because you wanted to smack stuff, and you didn't want it to be simple, I believe you wanted something a little bit more broad.
I wanted to be able to something more to do. But...
Yeah, and then in Harlan's, you went for monk, one of the other martial classes, so...
Which is surprisingly more complicated than I thought.
Then there's me, the opposite of that.
Yeah, monk is really complicated. If you want to play a really easy class other than champion fighter, play assassin rogue. You get 1 attack, you kill it instantly. If you don't, you're probably gonna die.
Somehow the rogue of my party managed to survive. Effectively, just doing 1 damage to a person that's prone on the floor. She attacked it with the dagger instead of the rapier she has. Don't know why. Just did 1 damage to a prone guy, and then just
She
2
obviously
cultists.
doesn't have Grimm's daggers.
Yeah.
But she has named her dagger Stabbatha, which there's Stabbatha, and I dislike the fact that she's got a rapier named this, but the rapier is called Slashly. I think this is beautiful.
I mean, rapiers usually do have an edge.
They have an
And
edge.
slash with them. You just shouldn't.
That's true. Although, to be fair, when I went to a fencing club for the first time, it was a bring one of your friends along event, and I went with someone. I was decent at fencing, and then when they brought out the sparring swords, which we used for basically slashing maneuvers rather than poking, let's just say I scared the other person because I didn't let up.
What you probably did is you ended up going fucking wild.
Yeah, I did.
As someone who has to teach
but I
people
stopped.
first time going into a fight, fighting situation, this case, oh god, these are the scariest people in the room. They are terrified and they're going to do anything.
Yeah, in any fighting situation, keep composed. There you go, some life events for you at home and when you're playing D&D. When you're fighting for your life, keep composed.
Take a deep
What do you mean? You always panic as much as you can.
And unlike in D&D, if there's a situation where you could die in, go towards it. In real life, there's a situation where you could die in, just step away and don't.
Yep, how to survive a knife attack. Run.
Yeah, you can't just make another character in real life.
That's true. Alright, Harlan.
I mean, yes.
Yes, we just need to do the sound test for you just because you're the only one left for that.
Banana, hello.
Okay, I think you're too quiet on my end, so I'm just going to turn you up a bit. It's easier for us to turn you up on Discord rather than you to get close to your mic, because that means there's going to be fluctuation. So try now.
Try talking?
Yes,
Or
I need to know your volume. Keep going.
loading? Okay. Hello, I'm talking at a normal level. I want to say that I think that first rule of LARP stuff, don't stab. Second rule of LARP stuff, scare the shit out of people. Third rule of hitting people with swords, people are dumb and use that against them.
Okay, Matt, I need an update on that last one. Yeah, just that last one, just because I maxed him to 200% because he sounded quiet anyway. A few more percent louder, I think. Well, looks like you're going to have to stay at 200%.
Well, here I am. I'll just be loud now.
That might be a bit too loud. Okay, I'm going to turn you down to 190 on 185 and just stay at that. Oh yeah, it's the muffling that's making you quiet.
There's muffling.
It might just be
It's
mumbling.
just
All right, just stay as you are. Now is fine. And if it's too loud for stream at home, I'm sorry. You can pay for Harlan's new computer because his current one's trash.
It is literally tearing itself apart.
And Harlan is trash, and he should feel bad.
Hey now.
You're a rock star.
Sam,
Get your game on.
Sam, let's be honest here. Even though you don't say it, you do care about me a little bit.
Yeah, I won't lie. We're mates.
Well, that is everybody.
And then they all fucked.
Yeah. Currently, we haven't got Sudz. However, we do have Harlan.
Hello.
Sam.
Hello! I love you, Harlan. Not really.
Simon.
Hello.
We haven't got a Will.
You can lie
we've
all
got
you
an
want,
Infernal.
Sam.
Hello.
Okay. I'm just going to turn you down a little bit more. Yeah, just because you hit red there, so I'm just going to turn you down. There we go.
Ooh.
Alright, if he fluctuates from being quiet and loud, go with it. If you can't hear him, then it's probably for the best anyway.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So, usual announcements. Fuck BT. They closed my complaint today. I'm going to complain about them closing my complaint without my consent. They brought it on themselves. Ooh, don't you worry.
Gonna rain down fire upon them.
Yep. Any tactical maps are made in Dungeon Pair Studio? Oh man, look at how complex that map is. So dangerous. It gives nothing away. I could show it to my players and they'd be like, what?
Damn, son.
Okay, I
To be
reckon.
fair,
There's a whale in the middle, guys.
Hey guys, don't Ithalids have like in all their settlements have like brains in the middle of it?
Potentially.
probably.
That tends to be in a pool of liquid. Is that what that is, Chris?
True, but I'd have it on a tile, wouldn't I?
Would you?
Time to put my bug zapper power to the test.
Yeah, let me just show you my Elder Brain in a bowl.
My elder ball.
What?
Why is it in a bowl?
Why?
It's in a bowl because, well, this is artwork done by Zenosha if you're interested. The reason I didn't want to have the base Elder Brain in there is because the base Elder Brain art looks weird. So I asked for it to be put in a like a glass bowl. But what I forgot to mention is that the glass bowl is supposed to not be like a breakfast dish. It's supposed to be like a bowl in the case, more like a one of those heavy stainless steel dog bowls, which has the bit going down from the outside as well. So it's supposed to be more mounted to the ground type of glass with the Elder Brain in it, rather than, hey, look, it's a fruit bowl with an Elder Brain in it. So I just went with this. And I was like, alright, fine, I'll stick with it.
Okay, guys,
This looks like a very disgusting dish right now.
I don't know.
Can I
I
just say it now
don't know what you're
that-
talking about. It's like that. If you could get that in a sushi restaurant, that would be certainly something.
That looks
I
like
can
something
imagine-
Behold would eat.
I can actually imagine that in some cultures it's a delicacy to have like animal brains or something, just and decorate it like it's an elder brain.
Oh man, that would be cool.
I mean, isn't that what the French do with calf's brain?
Yeah. By the way, just to say something,
That
just
can be true
French
because the
word.
French only eat baguettes.
Wow.
And snails.
and frogs'
That's
legs,
yeah,
and onions hung round their necks.
and sheep's stomach
I
as
thought
well.
that was garlic.
And
they
the
hung
white-
around there.
You're right, it was
White
garlic.
flags.
Yeah, you know,
Anyway.
you get those like like solid sweets on a necklace.
Mhm.
That's how the French eat garlic.
So, so let's go over this as before. Any map that you see that's more tactical, like this one, is made in Dungeon Bear Studio. Any map which is more adventurous and looks more world mappy is this one. All the artwork that here has been done by Zenosa. The link is below. I've got that all sorted out. And yes. Oh, and tabletop audio. Go and check them out. It's a free service online. It's useful. I mention them every time because I spoke to their before I started playing D&D. I asked them if I could use their service. They said I'm more than welcome to use all of their free sounds in my D&D streams. And if I should ever feel like if I'm ever making anything, then he'd be more than happy to take a donation. But otherwise, he doesn't mind. And he updates it regularly. Like, this is his job. It's amazing. So yeah, go check him out. There's donations, there's Patreon, there's all of that. And yeah, it is a very useful resource, and because of its constant updating, since we started playing D&D, he has added 6 sound pads to use alongside everything else, along with about, I want to say, 30 natural environmental effects that you can just take as 10-minute music that repeats on itself. So yeah, it's definitely worth a check out. I believe that is everything. So let us get into tonight's session of D&D. Last session, our party of adventurers, Sasha, Queglod, Elsyan, Bern, Malcom, and Ghaakt, found the large, for what they now know to be, Illithid city before them. They found another entrance to it, a north side. They decided, let's not go in. Turning around, the party went back up to where they'd previously fought some Umberhulks the time earlier. The Umberhulks were dangerous, causing mass confusion within the party, as well as doing some hefty damage and wasting a large amount of spells on each of the characters. With them now making their way back up here, they heard what sounded to be ruffling around, sounds of yipping and snapping. Some creatures from what they could gather, identifying as gnolls from what they found out. Using Speak with Animals, getting a vague, broken version of the gnollish that they spoke, the party tried to engage with them before they fled. They went on to find that the area had been investigated, and that something may have still been there. After leaving a few messages, a drawn picture of a couple of gnolls with hearts, and a bunch of illithids with crosses next to them, as well as writing a letter in Common and Sylvan to the gnolls, and leaving some rations as well, the party took a different path. Noticing they'd been spied on, they kept going. They went down a tunnel and found it was a dead end. 7 different pathways. This was certainly not a way they wanted to try and navigate, so they decided to turn round, come back, found that one of the letters had been gone along with the ration, and they proceeded to head a different route. Going up through that route, they then found what looked to be a platform, a pool of water and another platform on the other side, natural cavern from what they could tell. As they went across, various members heard scuffling as a kobold showed itself. With Sasha making a lot of noise in her rust bucket armor, the party didn't know what to do, so Sasha played the role of his conscience, scaring him where he thought he'd killed it 2 days ago, apparently. And the kobold fled, leaving his bucket with a hole in it behind. The party then crossed over the water, as silently as they could, avoiding the water as best they could, as they didn't know how deep it was. It was, in fact, about a foot deep, and filled with quippers. Sasha and Ghaakt had their ankles bitten several times, taking a small portion of damage, before Sasha had enough, burning and radiating them as they boiled and burned as they hit the surface, killing about 50 of them. The party then came face to face with a group of kobolds. Now angry that they had destroyed their local ecosystem, a bugbear dropped down with a large tea set with the name of Peacefellow. The party obliged with his negotiations, and proceeded to try and give what they could, fixing several weapons over the course of an hour, and hearing that only 3 of them would be let free, The party complained and proceeded to go into interrogation. They scared the kobolds, and Peacefellow attempted to flee before being grappled by Bern as he transformed into the form of a furbolg. Bypassing the illusion and kidnapping this leader of the kobolds, leaving the kobolds behind to die with their now destroyed ecosystem, the party then headed off.
You're welcome!
Heading back towards the negotiation site where they had heard of the gnolls beforehand. The gnolls had answered. They had drawn a line. The party wondered what was going on. They waited, and they waited, and then eventually a gnoll came to them and told them for them to follow it. And so they did. They travelled in a fair while before they hit what looked to be the beginnings of a war camp. They saw tents, armourers, weapon makers, and a large group of gnolls as they travelled. As they went into this area, being escorted now by about 20 gnolls or so, and now in the camp they saw there were plenty more to go around. The party was taken to the war boss of the camp, a large gnoll carrying a large halberd at his side as he walked forward, seemingly enchanted with that of a powerful magic, granting it a bonus when he should land strikes with the weapon, and making it easier to hit his foes, as well as what looked to be excessively protective armor over top of him. But he stood a good 2 feet above the rest of the gnolls in this general area. Relatively large and wielding this weapon, he announced one thing to the party, in common this time, something they did not expect. He said, "What do you want here, then?"
Are we actually starting now, or is
Yep.
that the... Okay. Who wants to take this? You know I'm willing.
Yeah, I'm willing to try as well, but
I have, like, no charisma, guys, so this is not exactly my forte.
Oh, not Harlan.
Okay.
Oh, not Harlan. Sorry,
Okay.
not Harlan.
You're having
Simon.
you're having this mental conversation. At which point you watch as he lifts his halberd, slams it into the ground, and goes, "Speak." I'd like you all to roll wisdom saving throws.
Okay. Wait, we're making wisdom saves? Okay.
For fair. Yep.
I'll be back in a sec. Gotta get food.
Sam's belly calls. Oh, he succeeds. Does Ghaakt and does Malcom. Malcom makes it. Ghaakt
Yeah,
doesn't. That's why Ghaakt does not
I
speak.
definitely
He's
make
afraid.
it.
He's afraid. I think everybody makes it other than Ghaakt.
yeah, got a 15. We're here to discuss future of your tribe. I assume it seems that you got our peace offering, and you saw what happened to the Umber Hulks that were blocking your way out of here.
Way out is not problem. They are problem. And he points towards the door in which you came through. Those out there. They assault our tribe, take our people behind our backs. We go to war, and they will die. He paces around you,
Squiddy, you mean?
each paw print. That's what the men call them. Mind flayers are their name.
Yes. Well, if you're looking to fight them, then it's you don't have too much that needs to be argued. We're already on the same side.
And what do you, little one, have to offer? He crouches down, almost looking down upon you, almost definitely.
Philippe.
That is a fantastic suggestion. Yeah.
And
Yeah. Okay.
my axe!
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a few steps back, but have Felipe jump down where I was standing. give enough space that he can expand relatively safely, and then have him jump into the air and grow to full size.
Okay, I'm just making some rolls here. Pretty bad rolls as well, which is not good for you. However, that's a good roll, which is good. You watch as a bunch of the gnolls, as you begin to back up, some of them start to laugh and they hold their spears and their weapons towards you. Before you watch as the war boss raises his halberd and swings over your head, forming a large curve behind you in the ground. And he shouts something in Gnollish, which Sudz then translates back to you. Which actually no, he didn't get a chance to cast it, did he? Oh no, it was.
Oh, he had it. I didn't.
No,
I
he
didn't
had
get
it.
that.
You were trying to cast comprehend languages. Yes, I remember that. Okay, which he then translates to you as shouting out to the other gnolls. Let her try. She has something. He swings his halberd next to him and slams it into the ground. He watches and waits.
Okay. All of us have strength. Perhaps not all of us physical strength. But if you're looking to go to war with the Mind Layers, you would be a fool to turn down our help.
And
Felipe,
go!
Okay.
Oh, did you get your regular mic back, or are you still on your phone?
I'm still on my phone.
Because you've become less muffled now, so I'm just going to put you back to 100, and hopefully that should be okay.
I have no idea what's causing that, honestly.
Well, you're fine now, so it's fine. Welcome back, Sam. Do you do it then? Queglod, do you do it?
Do I do what?
Do you activate Felipe?
I thought I already had.
Oh, sorry, where I was talking.
That was my intention.
Where I was speaking to Harlan, I forgot.
Okay.
As you activate Night's End, the shadow drips, or a single kind of glob of shadow drops from the base of it. Before you watch as it's drawn in towards Felipe. A bunch of other shadows proceed to do so, and you watch as Felipe grows, swelling in size before him, as Felipe flaps his wings, now about a few feet off the ground. As this is going off, a lot of the gnolls in the area seem intrigued. A few of them are scared, but the majority of them seem to hold their ground. Versus Felipe getting large. The war boss in particular, he stands his ground, and there's like a slight smile as he sees the large bird before him. Interesting magic. He turns to the rest of you. And you all. She has worth. Pointing his halberd at Queglod.
I'm going to. Sasha's going to step forward, and are we willing to let loose some like spell power to show ourselves off, or
what do you have? Because the only thing I know is that Sudz has no third or fourth level spell slots left.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
he
Felipe
can't
is a
do
once per
anything.
day, so I'm assuming we're taking a rest before.
Yeah,
Before
we're
we take
definitely
it.
taking a long rest before we go.
Yeah.
I've got nothing that's actually flashy.
You can invade his mind.
I'll just...
in that case, I'm going.
That might not be the best of ideas.
Actually, that could be.
I invade your mind. He's a mind flayer, slab.
Yeah, that's literally why I said it.
If you can convince him that you can turn their powers against them, though, that could work.
Good.
I'm thinking I go for the most arrogant option. So I'm perfect. Look at me.
Okay. Roll me a persuasion
I'm
check.
gonna take. I'm gonna take out. I'm gonna just guiding bolt out at Is there like we're in a cave, right? Are there any stalagmites or something up top?
Sure.
I'm going to fire guiding bolts at them until a stalagmite falls down into a safe space.
Make me an attack roll. And also, I'm going to say, first of all, make me an intelligence check to see if you can target one which will fall into a safe space.
Oh, an intelligence save, you say?
Intelligence check.
Intelligence check.
6.
Check.
Okay. Yeah, you spot one. Like, oh, that will fall perfectly. Alright, go ahead and make your guiding bolt attacks. Also, Sam, roll for your persuasion on your pompous attitude.
I'm gonna.
On my pompous attitude. Okay, Chris. Now, just before this happens, I just want to check something. Would he feel like Sarnax happening in his brain?
He could.
He could. Well, okay. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to use Occluded Mind. He has to believe any statement I make for the next 5 minutes. I'm perfect, honestly.
Make an intelligence saving throw.
Intelligence saving throw.
Oh boy.
Okay, that is a 12.
Doesn't make it.
Okay.
As you can see, I'm truly perfect.
He smiles, nods. This one is worthy. Pointing his halberd at Elsyan. All the gnolls around him look immediately confused. Let's see if any of the spies nearby notice. Okay. You watch as this happens immediately. You notice a spy comes up, or one of the more infiltrator-like gnolls covered in like what looks to be a darker fur color. Comes up with a blade, grabs the war boss's head and slashes him down the cheek.
Well, that's just.
What's your DC?
My DC. My spell save DC.
Yep.
15.
Okay, he succeeds. As he does so, the blade that slashed down the side of his head, you watch as it draws the magic out from his mind.
Huh.
And as it holds the blade to the side there, the war boss kind of reaches up, wipes the blood off of the side, and he is going to make a grapple check. Make me an athletics check, or athletics or acrobatics check on Elsyan, please.
Wait, what's happening?
He is going to grapple Elsyan, and by that I mean he is going to try and grapple him around the neck, lift him up, and strangle him.
So, acrobatics check then. +3.
That was close. He rolled a
That's how the
21
elves do
total.
it, bitches.
That's 22 on you. As you dodge to one side, his hand reaches up where your neck should be. Does anybody wish to interject?
Hold! It's fine. He's on defense against.
I could just do the same shit that they can do. I'm not one of them. I was just proving it. I'm sorry. I should have asked before f***ing with your brain.
Make me a persuasion check, Elsyan.
I'm not good with people. Oh no. +2. Somehow.
+2. Okay.
Somehow.
Okay, so I believe with the way this works, you make a persuasive argument, and he proceeds to kind of listen and understand. He calms his aggression, but he doesn't trust you.
And he shouldn't.
Okay.
Did you make your attack rolls for your guiding bolts?
I was waiting until that was all over with. I'm just
ready. If any of the stalagmites try and fall on anyone, I'm gonna shoot.
Yes. You probably want to get out of the way at the moment. I call out to anyone who seems to be in anywhere near the area, just in case there's any splattering.
Okay. You call it out.
And then
make the attack roll. Okay, it hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, that's 4d6. Oh, I was going to grab the ones over here.
That's fine. It's one person at a time, so I can manage. Okay, what kind of damage is that?
Is 14 radiant damage.
Okay, so that is halved. Okay. The stalagmite cracks, but it doesn't break.
And next one is going through again.
Okay, with advantage.
Yes, because that's a thing that I'd forgotten, actually.
Yep, because of Guiding Bolt, it's still illuminated as you throw the second one into it.
Oh, thank
Just
fuck
as
for
well.
that!
Yep, and this time doing half damage is 6. That is just enough. As you fire the second Guiding Bolt up, you watch as it cracks, splits, and falls. Infernal, make me an initiative roll. 2.
Nope.
As you're there, you watch as the stalagmite falls. You're almost how shall I say, enthralled by the glowing light on the outside of this stalagmite as it falls, along with a few other gnolls as you watch a few of them are looking up as this stalagmite continues to fall. However, your guiding bolt has drawn the attention of something else as well. As you and Sasha are watching this, as well as the other gnoll who's also watching this happen as the stalagmite's falling, you hear what sounds to be a thump, and you watch as the stalagmite goes from falling vertically to whizzing across the rest of the cavern horizontally and being pinned against the back wall. As a large ballista bolt snags the stalagmite straight through and pins it against the back wall, preventing its further fall trajectory from the gnolls.
Well, I am both scared and aroused.
You go to look where it came from. The gnoll in front of you does as well. And he looks up towards the top of the stairs. The rest of you following his gaze?
Yeah, we're following. I'm enthralled by this.
Do it.
Okay, so go ahead and make me your perception checks then, please. Also, you can just say that, Infernal.
No. I realized I don't have the spell I wanted to do.
Yes!
Oh, okay. Okay, so, Sasha, you paying attention to this mostly, you notice where this is going. Elsyan, you also notice this. Actually, I think everybody does except for Bern.
Bern.
Ghaakt doesn't look like he's doing too great either.
Well, yeah, that's because I didn't roll for either of theirs, but they're not here, so they don't really get to know anyway. So, yeah, neither of them notice. As you look up, you can see what looks to be another gnoll standing at the top, with its hand on the top of the ballista, and you watch as it just begins to walk down the steps towards your general location. It is equally as armoured as the one in front of you. And from its general physique from this distance, Sasha, you can tell this guy is also about the same height, taller than the other gnolls. As this one also proceeds to travel towards you. I'm also going to say, from that perception check, you can tell out that this gnoll is male.
Hello.
A good shot.
In answer to your question, Infernal, the second one is not a projectile, but you could if you had Scholar up for what you were trying to do. Okay, so you want to do that display?
Is it gonna work though?
Yeah.
Like, is it gonna...
Yeah, you can use reactions on your own turn. It's fine.
I know, but is it, like, is Blight gonna look like it's gonna...
Blight won't work, but the first one would.
I don't have the first one, that's the problem.
Well, then I can't help you. You need a projectile.
That's what I was wondering, but then I realized I don't have it, so I was checking if anything else I have would work.
Well, I don't know. He looks over at you, Sasha, and goes, "We'll see what she says in her decision."
Wait, is this the new person saying it to me, or
No, this is the first one saying it to you.
She, who, what?
The seer.
Oh, lovely. Should we go say hello now, or?
I need to know the rest of your capabilities.
I have really good armor.
Okay. Malcolm's going to proceed to use his last third level spell slot to use Conjure Animals.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. You said you didn't have any though.
He didn't have any fourth level. He has one third level.
Ah,
As he uses Conjure Animals to conjure a few more animals.
yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you.
The gnolls in the nearby area are interested, as they do take attention to this, but otherwise they don't particularly
What does he summon?
take mind. 2 dire wolves, I'll say, just because I know that's something that he can do. As he does that one. So, Elsyan, you've done yours but aren't trusted. Sasha still needs to be tested. Bern hasn't done anything yet, and nor has Ghaakt. Ghaakt is going to play a song. Performance check with +10. 16. They like the music, they don't know how they feel about it. He does look strong though, so I'll give him an insight on that. Yeah.
Oh, I just had a wonderful thought.
They see him as an okay warrior.
What's my...
The guy in front of us is like a really bulky guy, right? Like strong fight.
Null-wise, yeah.
I'm gonna walk up to him and ask if I can
If you can
make
what?
him strong.
If you can make him strong.
Yes. Can I make you strong?
Give it your best shot.
Alright. First, I will cast Enlarge Reduce.
Okay. I assume you're
Is
enlarging.
it resistant? Yes, Enlarge.
Okay. He lets it go through as he grows in size. He watches, he grins as he looks at his weapon, and kind of looks down at the rest of you and goes.
Gonna use a heartbeat as well.
Okay. He feels his heart pumped full of magic. As he does so, he almost reacts instinctively as a negative effect before he realizes, no, this is something else. As
1 second, let me just check something.
Just as your enlarge reduce fades, because it only lasts a minute, I believe.
Yeah, I was gonna use every single spell. I was gonna then use enhance ability on strength, bull strength.
Okay, that's a concentration as well, so that will get rid of enlarge reduce. So you're just going to proceed to show off your arsenal to him.
Yes.
Okay. You go through.
And after that, I'm gonna use blood awareness as well.
Okay, you use all on him.
Wait, let me just read. Oh wait, he's wearing heavy armor. Huh?
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, no, he's wearing medium armor.
Okay, so then on him.
Okay. What would you like to know?
Blood awareness is the one that gives him +2 to AC if he's not wearing heavy armor and he has
Oh,
double
blood awareness.
awareness.
Sorry, I was thinking of the one which allows you to learn a few features about them.
Oh no. Blood awareness, the custom.
Yeah. As you do so, the outside of his body begins to almost pulse as you watch as the adrenaline rushes to his head as he begins to look around him. He swings his blade a few times, kind of testing to this, and goes, "You will be useful for this, but can you do this to many rather than just one?"
Concentration. So no. I cannot, but I can also. And then I swing around my devastation, jump on top of it, and fly up.
Okay. Okay. With how this is currently going, you fly up. There doesn't seem to be any immediate reaction as the gnolls are just watching at this point, almost yipping to one another. I
fly up about 15 feet up.
Okay.
Then I transform it into swarm. And then they all drop onto the ground in one single thing.
Roll me a performance check for this.
Performance, let's see what does that. Performance +5.
+5. Okay. You show this off, and the gnolls around him seem to be very impressed. But he he doesn't seem to let out whether he's impressed by it or not, as this is happening. At which point you watch as the large gnoll, flanked by two other smaller gnolls with what looks to be what looks to be well-made armor, carrying what looks to be, each of them carries a flail, and what looks to be a large, broad shield, with what looks to be a few spikes running down one edge. It turns to the one you've just been interacting with and speaks in Gnoll to it, which Malcom translates via his speak with animals and also his mental link with the rest of you. He translates to, "So, who are these individuals and why are they here? They said they want to be on our side. Our scouts have heard from them, and by the looks of it, they want to kill the Illithids too." "Interesting. And have you taken them to the Seers yet?" "No, I haven't. I plan to do that soon, but I need to test them." Well, one thing that you'll need that I wanted to test on them first. Just leave this to me. The one with the, what looks to be now, most of you can see, is a monstrously large, made from what looks to be ivory or some kind of skeletal bone from a large creature, some kind of tusk, is this beautiful longbow. Queglod. With your natural arcana, and Elsyan as well.
Yeah.
You two can sense this bow isn't magical, but it's made in such a way that it carries very unique properties. The make of it looks to be far larger than any longbow you've ever seen or encountered. The draw strength of it must be way over any usual longbow. You aren't entirely sure if this should feasibly be able to be fired. This would look like it's more broken from a ballista rather than an actual held weapon. The two of you pick up on that. As this occurs, the one with the bow walks forward. It's got its bow sheathed at this moment, I guess you could say, or strapped around it. Takes a few steps forward, looks at the large Felipe bird, and I would like Felipe to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okie dokie.
Is she casting a spell on him? Yes.
Okay. I know it's a 14. That's not good. As it walks up, it takes one harsh step towards Felipe in an attempt to aggravate Felipe. Felipe doesn't flinch, and as Felipe stands there, the gnoll nods a few times, looks around the rest of you, and you hear
Good bird.
You hear what sounds to be in the back with the two individuals who came with him carrying the flails. One of them says, in Gnollish, "This isn't right, Master. This isn't the will of the gods. They carry several with them who are otherwise attached. We can't let them work with us. It's not right." The one with the bow looks around, looking at the rest of you. Okay. He notes, Sasha, your Ankh and symbol to Turan, and the affiliation of such. Also noting your dragon scale armor, as well as noting Queglod, your affiliation with the Raven Queen and making connections. I don't believe anybody else is religious. Actually, no, Bern is.
Yeah, but mine is hidden.
Yeah,
Unless I turn into something else.
Yeah. And Elsyan.
I'm not perfectly religious, but I accept it's a thing.
Yeah, no, it's revealed religion, so it's just those two who are picked up on, Sasha and Queglod, for this. but takes a note, looking over the rest of you, and says, back in Knowledge to the others, "Well, they'll have to learn to trust, then, won't they?" And proceeds to walk past the other clerics, walking back towards the large staircase. To which point the one with the halberd turns around and says, "So what should I do with them?" And the one with the bow kind of stops, looks back. Take them to the seers. If the seers throws them out, eat them. If not, and I guess we've got ourselves an ally in this war. But tell them that they must be ready by tomorrow. Oh, and one more thing. If they're simply here to join, they put them on the front lines. I don't care if they're casters. Our men come first. Then turns and continues walking towards the stairs. This is all in Knowlish, which Malcom is transmitting to the rest of you.
Well, telepathically. Well, that's fun. Anyone looking forward to getting eaten?
How do we tell them we have an aboleth gonna teleport us into the city?
I assume they'll want a strategy meeting at some point. We can discuss options then.
Let's be honest. Let's take things one step at a time. Let's go see the seers.
While this is going on, the large one turns back and says, "Well, looks as though you're going to see the seers. Keep your wits about you, and one thing to note. At this point, you watch as a large portion of the gnolls rush towards you. Does Felipe panic?
Felipe is going to be... Felipe is going to hover directly overhead, but he's not going to make any sort of move unless we're actually in danger.
Okay. Felipe hovers over top. The gnolls rush towards you, and he says, "I cannot let you see them so armed." At which point, they are going to strip you of all of your weapons, and your shields, and anything else. So be aware that you are stripped of this. Bern.
Yeah, can I... My thing is on Swarm right now. So
Your thing is on Swarm, so they are going to collect the weapons.
I mean, they're gonna just go into my skin.
Hmm?
Can't they just retract into my... Or not retract, but go inside of the metal skin?
No. Not until you get to a later level.
Okay.
So they're just going to collect them up, and they're going to, what looks to be, just throw them in some kind of bag, as they seem to understand there is a vague telepathy to this almost, but they just take your general stuff. They take your weapons. They also take any component pouches, because they're aware of what magic is, holy symbols, or anything which will allow you to cast spells for free. This means that they are going to be attempting to take staves. Now, question.
Oh, no.
Does Malcom hand his over?
No. We've done this before. Malcom is going to inform them of the issue with that.
Yeah.
If he, it will still hurt them even if he hands it over, won't it?
Yes.
If he hands it over willingly, it won't hurt them.
Okay.
Oh, they're not?
No. If he hands it over willingly, it won't. No. And the weapon is still tied to him.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I think he will hand it over willingly, but he will make sure that they don't grab it from him. He's going to just place it out as ensure that we don't have any more accidents.
Yeah.
He hands it over. Are you handing over Nightmaker as well?
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, to be fair, it does just look like a lantern.
True, but they know it's an arcane focus.
They know how
I
magic
assume
works.
they can't take
Best,
much, nor do they see it.
best for now, not to piss them off.
What was that, Infernal?
I assume they can't take mine/see.
Your arcane focus? What
Yeah,
was
do you
yours
remember
again?
what it was?
It was the orbs, wasn't it?
I'm gonna message.
Yeah, message me what it was, because they are thoroughly investigating you. So...
Question, they leave me my armor, right?
they leave you your armor, but they take your shield and they take both of your maces. Your Smashfist hammer.
fair.
They take your holy symbol.
Mm.
Oh no, they won't be taking that off of you.
No, they will not.
No, not your. No, not you, Sasha. They won't be taking Bern stuff off of him.
Oh, you don't remember, do you?
What?
My holy symbol is embedded in my armor, I think.
Oh yes, it is. So yeah, no, they don't take your holy symbol off of you. Because
luckily I do have a few spare holy symbols on me.
Yeah, so they take your holy symbols, they take your shield, they take your maces, they take anything else. They also confiscate your bag of holding.
That's a big move.
So do note they do take that, and the large one takes it and he attaches it to his side. So anything in the bag of holding you no longer have access to.
I'm going to catch his eye and just say, "Promise us we'll get those back."
He turns, smiles, and says, "If the seer lets you live."
Oh, very well
and
then.
Proceeds to walk forward.
What a lovely man.
Let's follow him.
Yeah, keep in mind you are stripped of everything, so you cannot cast spells that have material components. Except for Sasha and Bern, who have their workarounds. And you.
No material components.
And you don't have. Welcome to Mystic. It affects basically none of your party. And in answer, yes, it can, Infernal. Yes, you can. Yeah.
But so do they take all our weapons and stuff on us?
They take all your weapons, yeah.
Oh, your spear of warning.
Yes.
So there's my spear of warning, which I'm just checking. Is it glowing right now?
Yes.
Oh shit. Okay. Well. Okay.
Spear of warning
that's
just
glowing.
informs you that there's something hostile nearby. So.
Yeah. And these guys don't exactly trust me, so I'm sort of like, yeah,
Yeah.
probably these guys. One of them's probably planning to kill away. And then I just, from my coat, just start taking out all the knives.
Actually,
that I
speaking
have.
of which, do any of you have any, or what is everybody's current thoughts about this right now, I should say, in character-wise?
I suppose it
I
makes
mean-
sense.
If shit starts going bad, I'm running.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not inconvenienced really, apart from losing my shield.
I don't like the situation, but
In all honesty, this is Elsyan's chance just to lose some weight of the stuff that he's carrying. He's like, yeah, have that. Fuck, everything
Just
else
starts
is-
handing over random trash to the gnolls.
See, the thing is that I'm going to be handing all the hidden blades as well, because I know I'm not really trusted.
Oh, you're doing that one scene from Lord of the Rings.
From
where-
Lord of the Rings, just
where
Legolas is
we're just
pulling
pulling out all
knives
the blades from
everywhere.
everywhere. Yeah.
Wait 1 sec. There's about 4 more.
There's
this
more.
One's tricky. This one's tricky to get to.
Okay,
I'm stabbing someone.
The
with it.
rest of you, do you give them your umbrella as well?
Yes, I'll give them my umbrella.
Okay. You watch as Elsyan hands them 2 knives from his sleeves, 2 knives from his boots, 1 from his side, one which is a cane sword from his umbrella, his spear of warding, and a light crossbow.
how long have you been keeping those?
Well, I thought they would have come in more use by now, honestly. No is the answer. They haven't. They haven't.
Also, Bern,
And-
you hand over your 2 that you
Good
have attached
few
to your
months.
clothing.
Yes.
Like 6 months I've been carrying these around and not using them.
Yeah. Bern, you
think
also have 2, because Shishkri approved clothing has hidden blades
Yep.
in it.
It's more of a maker's market by this point that it's got to have 2 hidden
Yeah.
blades somewhere in it.
Yeah, I think
Um,
Queglod had 2 daggers, so I'll be handing those over as well.
Okay. So just note you have no weapons, no shields, you just have armor, and if you had loose material components or stuff like that, they've taken them. Some of the gnolls are carrying them, shoving them in sacks, that kind of thing. Any gold pieces you had on your person, they are leaving.
They're what?
Oh, that's nice.
They leave the gold on you, knowing full well that if you're going to be killed, they can take it later.
That's fair.
And as the leader takes up the spear of warning, it doesn't glow. It goes out, as none of you have a hostile intent towards him. he does take note of this and proceeds to move forward, leading you. You travel through the tents. It takes about 2 minutes or so before you reach what looks to be a large staircase, kind of spiraling up in a square pattern, going up slowly, with several platforms along the way. As you travel up, it's not that far a journey, and as you reach the top, or getting close to the top, you can see where this is kind of a sheer cliff line that just goes, or cavern line which just goes straight down, and you can see the cavern opens up a bit more on this top area. You can see more towers near the edge of this, and lines of ballistas that have been set up, all trained towards the door where you all came in. You can see these ballistas are packing pretty heavy ammunition. A few of them seem to be equipped more with what looks to be bolas and kind of snaring stuff. Felipe, at this point, as you hand over Nightmaker, Felipe has dissipated back into his crow. Or
That's
Raven,
fine. You'll be landing back
Um,
on the shoulder, yeah.
Sorry, I just found something I need to double check whether it was taken or not.
Okay.
I had a scroll of Dragon's Breath on me.
Yes.
Did they know what that was, and did they take it?
Yes. Anything that's magical that's on your presence.
Would they have taken the spider orbs? I presume so.
Yes, they
Spoopy,
would have.
spoopy flutes.
Actually, no, they wouldn't have taken the spider orbs, because to them, they are a bag of ball bearings. Because it only works with psionics. They aren't technically magical.
Fair enough. The spoopy flute, though, I'm guessing they do.
Yes, they take the spoopy flute. One of them plays it.
Also, one very,
Oh no.
very important
Whoa,
thing.
no.
Okay. One of them finds it fun playing the spoopy flute. None of you are in the general radius as a bunch of gnolls flee from it. At which point it is slapped and attacked. Very much so. It's not dead, it's going to live, but it's beaten up.
But the knoll or the flute?
No.
Honestly, I would not be surprised if I found out that flute was sentient.
Yeah, the flute is then confiscated by another gnoll, which proceeds to follow on behind. Anything else of magical orientation?
Cloak of Minor Blurring, Ring of Speed.
Okay, one of them definitely takes that.
Bone Staff.
I've got
no.
green
Bone
magical
staff,
cure.
hold on.
Oh no.
Yeah. The Bone Staff! Chris, I forgot the Bone Staff was a thing.
Okay. As it
God,
takes
that's how I got the
takes up the bone staff, it stands there and stares at the staff for a moment.
Don't.
Looks
Gotta
about,
get
and you watch as its eyes widen as it begins to yip something in Gnollish. As
there was something
Malcom
I found.
translates it as ghost.
We'll let you rest then.
Excuse me?
Guys, I think we might go. You remember that staff that you didn't want me to have when he dealt with those, what were they called
Morbin.
again, Chris?
Morbin.
Morbin? When he dealt with those Morbin? They now have that staff. They might be able to cast Revivify now, so there's that.
Well, good for them.
The gnolls in the
there's
area
one last
begin to
match.
panic. Would you like to do anything?
If I do anything psionic, they'll get pissed.
Elsyan, make me an intelligence check. I'll send you something if you succeed.
Well, straight 10 plus my intelligence, which, if I look at it, it's plus 4. No, what is this? Why?
Okay. Immediately, the gnoll and several others are going to attempt to attack this ghost, which they see, or which it sees and says the others that it's there.
Oh no.
All of their weapons pass through.
Leave my butler alone!
I knew it.
Motherfucker!
You shout that out. The gnolls in the area are confused at the recent shouting and begin to continue trying to swing at Farnsworth, failing to do so, as he doesn't exist there.
You know what?
And the gnoll, the larger gnoll, turns around to have a look at what's going on and comes back and says, "What's the commotion?" And the others yip to it and gnoll, "There's a ghost, sir! We've tried to attack it, but it's not doing anything." "What does it look like, you idiot?" I don't know. She's wearing the same kind of thing as him. She's got a towel and a tray. Looks menacing. And
It's my butler. He's real, but other people can't normally see him. He's a polite man. Leave him alone.
you say this, the gnoll looks at you. Okay, he's rolling really well on insight, which is good for you. As he walks over, grabs the staff from the gnoll, kind of passing it the spear of warning instead. It looks back over where the ghost has gone and says, "Ha! She's gone!" As he grabs the staff, he looks over in Farnsworth's space, inspects Farnsworth, and says, "Ugh." Throws it at one of the other gnolls and says, "It's not real."
He's real.
I swear
Are you
he's real.
saying that?
Yeah, I'm saying that.
Okay, you say he's real. Make me an intimidation check.
Oh God. -1 intimidation.
He turns around and snarls in your face and goes, "Keep
Okay.
moving."
Oh, bit rude, but okay then.
Oh, get you!
Oh,
Okay, any
la-dee-da.
other magical items on
Oh.
you which are of particular interest in the
let's
hands of a gnoll?
Let's see.
Scale of Oturan, Chris.
Okay, they take the pretty dragon scale. It's
I am vibrating with like.
actually, speaking of which,
I'll be back in a second.
Also, Crest the Speller Stone.
oh, ah! This will be fun.
I heard you.
I have a guest. All right. So
Alga's just gonna receive some
Take-
weird messages.
Yeah. picks up the Speller Stone.
Don't use it.
It's conflicted on what to do with it. Kind of inspects it, kind of looking through it. Doesn't seem to see anything. Doesn't know how to activate it, so it's not going to do anything.
Oh, phew. They can't take my inner shard away from me.
They can't know.
I think
Bern
that's
or
a thing.
Bern or Queglod,
I
anything on
luckily
you?
don't have any magic either.
Okay, now I've realised I've had this for a long time, but why do I have a bag of sand and is it magical?
No, it's not. It's just part of it. Oh, they take your kettle, Queglod,
Yeah, they would.
and they
I guess I will hand over. Yeah, I guess I will hand over some of the
I mean,
items I've been holding on to. So the orb of direction
They take.
and the medallion of thoughts, which I ought to have been using a lot more.
are they interested in brimstone and shard of crystal?
Chris, is this just your way of
No.
getting us to actually look what we've got?
Maybe. They take the Satchel of Warding from Malcom. They take the Ring of Rulership from him. They take his Bag of Tricks. And they take his Horn of Draconimon. They also proceed to take from him his Ioun Stone. The Fire Ruby. And other than that, just the Bag of Holding, which they can't access. Yet. In terms of Ghaakt, they take Ghaakt's Viol. It takes 2 gnolls to carry it. Because it is a heavy weapon. And they also proceed to take off of him
His entire ass.
That's it!
I think is that all I'm
Are they interested in brimstone?
They don't take any of that off you. Components and stuff. As you're travelling forward, Sasha, you said about the scale of a Turan.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the gnolls kind of pulls out and kind of like looks at it, and it is shiny, and you're kind of frustrated that it's taking it. You watch as one of the clerics walks over, snatches it from its hand, looks at it, looks back at you, and pockets it.
Okay, but can I get that back if we don't die?
turns and walks away, walking with the rest of it.
I'd like to memorize this gnoll's face.
Make me an intelligence check.
Why couldn't it be wisdom, Chris?
Because it's intelligence for memory. Nope.
Oh, no.
All these gnolls look the same. As racist as that is. It's what you remember.
Well, if I don't get that back, I'm killing all of them.
Don't say that.
Yeah,
I'm
mental
not
slap.
saying that out loud.
You keep travelling, and now you're on the upper layer. You can see various other tents with what looks to be kind of larger groups in them. You get a little bit better of a gauge of this warband here. It's maybe going into about 300, 400 gnolls at this point. However, one thing that you do notice ahead is what looks to be a relatively large structure. The structure itself looks ancient in design, of what looks to be more of a whitish stone that's been constructed and put together. You can see around the outside of this area, you can see guards, these ones looking particularly different compared to the rest of the natural warband. These ones wear what look to be heavy plate armor, full suit, visor down, will look to be two lots of feather plumage that come out of the back portion of their head, looking to what looks to be green in colour. You can see each of them has to their side what looks to be a mace and a shield, and they watch your approach. Attached to each of them, where you can see 3 of them from this angle, attached to each of their belt is a chain, which is attached to a creature. The creature is greyish skin, kind of a little bit of a black speckling along its body. It has 8 legs, all of which have what look to be red claws on them, almost serpentine in the way its natural body would be, other than the legs itself. The legs are thick, made from what looks to be just raw muscle. And as it kind of stands up and looks at you, you can see it has a greyish coloured eye. And as you kind of do, you sense magic coming your way as you look at them. Who would be inspecting this?
Inspecting what?
I would say those with a relatively high passive perception would notice these creatures. So,
Alright.
I've got a pretty high passive perception.
Bitch plays.
Okay, yeah, not in
so
comparison to
I
you.
will say Elsyan and Sasha here. You probably have noticed these first. So go ahead and make me. I believe it's Constitution saving throws.
Oh no. Chris, I'm now pissed off. You know why?
Why?
Because last time we spoke, I moved my strength of mind from Constitution to Charisma.
Yep.
What a prick.
Hey, I didn't plan for this. I could be wrong. It might be Wisdom,
Oh.
so just memorize your roll. I'm just trying to find out if it's
5.
Wisdom or Charisma.
Hope
Or
it's
not.
wisdom, but won't do anything.
It is a Constitution saving throw.
So yeah, it's a 5.
And Sasha?
Oh god. I didn't actually know if I was actually allowed to.
Con save.
course you
Okay, you succeed.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Elsyan. As you're walking along, you feel your legs, your arms, your torso, and your head begin to freeze and begin to become more restrained. As the creature glares at you, it gets slapped by the guard, and you feel the release of petrification of you fall off, and you realize that what this creature is. This is a basilisk. And
We're gonna have to fight that, aren't we?
and there are 3 of them attached, 1 to each guard at the moment, who's standing outside this large kind of spherical chamber.
Oh no.
They all look at you. The large gnoll kind of plants his halberd and says in Gnollish, which I'm going to say will be the last little bit that Malcom manages to catch, unless he wishes to recast it, which in your situation he probably won't try.
Yeah.
As he speaks in Gnollish, I wish to be granted audience with the seer. These individuals wish to parley. One of the honor guards turns, looks, unhooks the chain of its basilisk and attaches it to the wall next to the door, on what looks to be a hook, or a loop rather, on the wall, and proceeds to knock a few times and walk in. As it steps in, I'd like everyone to roll a perception check. Elsyan with advantage because of your monstrously high perception. Or passive perception.
So, well,
Advantage on this, Elsyan, and Sasha, I'd like you to make a perception check as well.
Oh lordy, sorry,
oh
my
god, I'm
game's
rolling
been
bad
slow.
today.
Yeah, I'd say
Just
13 on
all
my
of
part.
today I've
just
been
fully
rolling
plays
bad.
well.
I'm rolling wonderfully.
Okay.
So, you know.
14.
Okay.
Right,
Queglod
50.
and Elsyan, you hear what sounds to be fighting or commotion going on inside.
Oh.
Sasha, you hear what sounds to be steel on steel. On the inside of here, what sounds to be fighting and the sound of gnolls yipping as they are being injured.
Is everything all right in there?
The honor guard kind of goes in, takes a look, takes a step out and gestures. The war boss turns to you and says in common, "We may enter. Keep your wits about you."
Okay then.
And walks in. You all walk into what looks to be a clean chamber. White stone on the floor, not recently cut, relatively ancient, but has been carved at some point, but it has been cleaned. You see the spherical nature of this chamber goes about 50 or 60 feet in diameter. You see that there are 3 large pillars decorated with various carvings on the outside of them depicting various humanoid figures and what look to be ancient beasts. You see on a few of the embedded in the walls what look to be statues of various individuals. Think kind of like Greek or Roman architecture with this interior in terms of the statue design. You can see what looks to be at the back of the room what looks to be a completely white throne with what looks to be a little bit of a red something draped over it. You can see on either side of the throne seem to be these orange rust-coloured creatures, heads down with what looks to be kind of large antenna on the front of it. And as they kind of note your presence, as they lift their head, there's almost a grinding sound as they do so. Bern, you and Malcom recognize this. These are rust monsters. These creatures devour unmagical steel and other metals.
Wait, so they have tamed these?
By the looks of it. In the center of the chamber, however, you see one particular individual with what seems to be fighting a large group of gnolls. The gnolls, each of them seem to have weapons, and they seem to be trying to strike the individual who stands there. You can see around the room more of these clerics with their holy symbol around their neck stand there with their flails and shields. Most of them, however, have dropped their flails and rush over to gnolls that seem to get injured. In the center of this all, you see a humanoid figure, a female individual. You can see what looks to be a basic kind of light green and pearlescent white robe that kind of intertwines with what looks to be half plate. The individual dances around with what looks to be 2 curved blades, spinning and tossing them ever so lightly as they spin round, carving grooves and wounds into the gnolls around, dodging and blocking attacks, and even as a spear jams through her side, she doesn't flinch. As she pushes the blade away, she strikes out at this, fighting off a good 10 or more gnolls that are constantly being thrown back at her. The nature of this individual, she's pale-skinned. The features, as she kind of spins around to show you, you can see what looks to be a blindfold over her eyes. kind of bandage wrapping around them. And you can see where you would see like a natural mat of hair, you see serpents. Multiple of them looking around, darting, noting every Gnoll's approach, blocking abnormally unblockable attacks from the angle, spinning and dancing, taking each blow where it needs to be taken, and blocking the ones which would otherwise wound her dreadfully. She dances, batting away the attacks, and eventually with a flourish spins, finishing off the Gnolls as they're all thrown back away from her. She stands up straight. You watch as one of these snakes notes your presence, and she looks up at the rest of you. So, why have you brought them here, Chief? He kind of bows his head slightly and goes, back in common, Seer. These individuals wished to join our cause against the Illithids. We brought them here for your testing. She takes steps towards you guys, these snakes eyeing you all up. As she does so, you watch as a human individual, another human individual with similar kind of light serpent-like hair, walks out from behind the throne. Fairly skinny male from the looks of this one. Also with blindfolds, and seems to be carrying what looks to be almost like a package, kind of a oval-shaped from what looks to be bandages or clothes. And is kind of standing next to the throne, looking at, watching this all take place. What do you do as she begins to approach you?
Wait, so is she coming towards us aggressive?
No, she's walking towards you. Do you say anything?
What did she just say?
She asked the chieftain why you were here, and he replied that you were here to join the cause. And she began walking towards you.
Sasha isn't going to say anything, but will sort of... Sasha will bow their head in respect.
Okay. The rest of you?
That is correct. We have common cause against the Illithids.
Okay. The Gnoll, immediately as you begin to speak, his head turns back and snarls. And the seer walks up and says, "It's fine, chieftain. She is free to speak here. The others, though, they might have to watch their tongue a bit more."
Rude. I'm not actually saying that.
Yeah.
Finally, someone's sane.
Do you say that out loud?
Obviously, no.
Oh. Telepathically, God, yes.
Oh, by the way, now, would they notice if we had like a telepathic link between us all?
They haven't noticed yet.
I mean,
as far as you're aware.
Good. Just like...
If anyone was going to be able to sense that sort of thing, it would probably be someone called the Seer. But
probably.
No.
So I'm just going to just there's the telepathic link. So if we want to talk to each other, we can without them knowing, or they'll be listening in. One of the two. I don't think so, though.
So, sell your cause to me. You have many ways of opposing this. How do you wish to do so?
We hate those filthy Silex. No.
She's looking down at you at the moment, Queglod.
I'm just going to say telepathically, the truth is probably our best bet here.
For once, I agree with Sasha.
Indeed. Well, it's quite simple, really. Your chieftain told us that you'd been experiencing attacks against these from mind flayers.
That is correct.
And that you're already in the process of planning a counter-strike against them.
Indeed.
Well, there you have it then. There really is no sense in not allowing us to aid you. Your chieftain and much of your tribe can already vouch for our combat abilities.
Maybe, but combat isn't all. 6 fighters in this, as much as it may mean if from your skills. I must say the gnolls won't appreciate having randomers amongst them.
Wow, randomers? I'm not random, I'm Elsyan, I'm perfect. No. Not allowed, that's a matter though.
Elsyan's going mad inside his own head right now.
Yeah.
The rest of us are probably, guys, just hearing probably this as a static, just like light, just a shh.
Sell yourself to me, not to them. They may respect strength and combat prowess, but I need more than that.
Indeed. I assume you want some sort of plan.
If you have one. That would be a start, anyway.
How many ways into the city do you know?
2. Well, there are multiple ways out of the city's area in the cavern. 2 ways in, one of which we can't get through.
I see. Which one would that be?
The one before the ravine.
Makes sense.
That was the one you tried earlier, wasn't it?
With the shamblers, yes.
Yes. And remind me,
Say that
we have the two.
very rude.
Yeah, we have the 2 ways that we've.
There's 4 ways to get into the city.
Yeah, the 2 that we've seen.
One,
so far.
yeah, the 2 that we've seen so far. One from the back over here, and one from here. We know that there's a teleportation somewhere that leads straight into the city. That the Aboleth has.
So that's a
5th one.
A 5th one. Yeah.
Yeah. And I believe one of the other teleports lead to like here and maybe to another place.
I would put forward. They want to kill these guys. I think saying that we have a way into their city, like a deep strike directly into their city, might be helpful.
Yeah.
Again, I don't think we should hold anything back from her because, well, seers tend to be very good at telling when you're bullshitting them.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll
What
go
race is she
the
on?
honest route.
Well,
What race?
okay. You probably were you AFK for a bit?
Yes, I was.
Let me give you her description again. She wears a green and pearlescent white robe that is entwined with what looks to be a half-plate-like armor. She is a humanoid figure with what looks to be a palish pinkish skin, carrying 2 curved blades on either side, which she uses in a dancing motion, throwing them to cut through various enemies. When you came in, you saw her fighting gnolls, 10 of them. And the one thing that stands out, or there are 2 things that stand out to you. One, she is wearing a blindfold, and she still is wearing a blindfold which covers her eyes completely. The second thing is her hair is made of snakes.
I assume this is the thing, Chris.
The thing. That's very, very specific. Please, go on.
The thing that you haven't released yet.
Yes.
Look, I think we all can assume what she is.
In answer to the thing, yes, she is a dervish.
But also, is her favorite cheese Gorgonzola?
I want to stab you so hard.
And this is why we don't play in person.
Also, Infernal, you also see at the back of the room another individual, a masculine humanoid individual with serpents for snakes. Serpents for snakes. Hair for snakes. My voice.
Snakes for hair!
Snakes for hair, there we go.
Got there in the end.
Hair for snakes, yes.
Snakes for hair!
Look at my snakes.
Jesus Christ, yes, hair.
No, guys, here's the thing. That's how Gorgons see normal people.
Wouldn't that be really scary? You see a snake, you see this hairy blob moving through the grass one day, and like, what's that? And it's just a snake with hair instead of scales.
Oh my
That
god.
would be creepy as fuck.
No. See, that's the fucking ferret.
Actually, he's got a point. That is a fair.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
Okay.
we're getting off track. Yeah, and snakes for hair.
Anyway.
You also see the guy at the back also has a blindfold, wearing what looks to be just regular attire, trousers and shirt. Not wearing any armor, not carrying any weapons, and seems to be carrying what looks to be a package or some kind
I'll
of
be back in a sec. by the way.
bundle of bandages or clothes that he kind of holds. He has his right hand on the lower portion of the oval and his left hand on the upper portion. Just holding it in place.
Okay, I just got to make a point that I just got an achievement on tabletop for rage quitting for trying to flip the table 100 times.
Well, when I'm the one who has access to it, I can't rage quit because it blows everything up. So congratulations.
That must take such willpower, considering you've never done that.
I know. Anywho. So yes, this individual is a Gorgon / Medusa. Because Medusa is a race in the Monster Manual, which I'm okay with.
Yeah, the D&D designers don't know how mythology works.
They do. Anyway, she's standing there currently looking at Queglod, waiting for an answer to this.
Yeah. I assume I wouldn't have been delaying quite this long.
No, it would have been one of those you pretend to think for a short while and then you say the answer.
Yeah. As you no doubt aware, there are 4 ways into that particular. We'd used previously large birds to carry us over the ravine, but if you're looking for some sort of troop transport, there may be something we can do to aid with that. However, we do have an ally, a powerful creature, but one that can't leave its nest, that works nearby. He would be able to teleport a certain number of people directly within the city. I'm sure you'll agree that an assault from without and within would be the most successful way of taking apart their defenses.
And this ally of yours, what exactly are they, with such powerful magic?
To quote Aladdin, tell her the truth!
Yep.
You seem a fairly learned person, so I suspect you have a good understanding of history. How much do you know about the aboleths?
You watch as she stops, turns, faces the man at the back of the room, who kind of looks up and kind of like wanders towards. I am not aware of it, but he is. At which point he stops, relatively close to you all, and goes, hi.
Hey, hello.
Yep. Why am I here? Do you know what an aboleth is? Oh, yes, I do. Nasty things. Large sea eel things. Multiple tentacles. Multiple eyes and mouths as well. Came from the ancient world, same as the illithids. She turns, looks at you and says, you made an ally with someone so close to the enemy.
Close is a strong word. This creature has been, since a time before the gods, operating a prison for people such as the threat that we face in that city. One of them who escaped went on to found the city. is the cause of a problem. He may be from the same time period as the Illithids, but that does not make him close to them. It does not make him untrustworthy.
Maybe stress the
I
fact
say
that
telepathy. Maybe tell her he's been frozen in time for 10,000 years.
Yeah, it seems that. Yeah, probably could bring up. He's also been asleep for. Was it 10,000 years? I thought it was longer.
Yeah, it was longer.
15?
Yeah.
You weren't entirely sure because he gave you dates. I believe it was about 13,000, 14,000.
Oh yeah, 13,000. Yeah, 13,000.
Yeah, for close to around 13,000 years, this creature has been slumped. And once its duties are finished, once its prison has been refilled, its security issues sorted out, it would likely go back to automating its system. It's not a creature that has been taking too much of an active role in worlds, with this particular exception. I'm sure you'll agree that this is a rare opportunity to have such a creature working on our side.
She nods slightly. And what do you hope to gain from this?
Well...
The truth.
Yeah, well... two things. One, we have an arrangement with the Aleuir to ensure that this escapee is unable to cause any further harm. Beyond that, our investment is similar to yours, although our people have not been attacked yet by the Aleuir. It is likely only a matter of time before they start to push further out. We're here to preempt that.
So you say there is another way out for them now?
From without the caves, there is a way out into the open.
In such a case, they wouldn't need to try and go past us again. But they have done enough that we are set on the path now. So you are simply looking to protect your people.
That's what sent us into this cavern.
Are we gonna tell them that we want the mine?
Yeah, I'm gonna work it in.
I'm getting to it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be tactful about this. Well, the new route opened up because people from our city began mining the area, unaware that this more expansive network was present in place. Yep. Rip Sam.
Rip Sam.
So what was that again? Sorry, because Sam distracted me. What was that again? Sorry.
Yes, the people from our settlement are looking to expand their mines into parts of this cave system.
I see. And you would have no intent on attacking us?
That's not the goal. We can't negotiate directly on behalf of the city, but we're not here for no.
You can suggest a peace treaty?
Okay, no, it's just Sam. But someone might have left over that joke.
No, it was Sam.
Sam.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think his thing dropped.
Yeah, his
Yeah,
computer
he
dropped.
disconnected from
Tabletop and Discord. Yeah.
tabletop a moment ago, yeah. The Illithids are our most direct threat. The moment we learned of them, we've been working to take them out, but there's no reason why we can't coexist.
If I might say something,
Sasha.
I'm saying that out loud
Yep.
to that to.
Roll me a d20.
Oh no.
Odd or even?
Odd.
Rip.
No.
Okay. The moment you say something, she snaps to you, and the gnoll reaches up his hand and clasps you over the mouth. The snakes begin hissing, and she slowly turns back towards Queglod. Because as you specified at the beginning of the campaign, you are dwarf, you are not male or female. She cannot tell. And as a result, she is assuming you are male.
I'll slash my titties. No.
Ghaakt is the same as
Jeez.
well, notably.
Well, then I'm going
So
to.
she's sexist to men? Okay.
No, it might be like a cultural thing. Anyway, I'm gonna telepathically say this to Queglod then. I just wanted to make the point clear that we want peace between us, and we can facilitate talks with the above ground. That may be of that sort of trade might be of use to them.
We
Indeed.
can maybe tell them that they can supply food if needed.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
they let us mine the mine.
Yeah, our people can offer much to your people. I'm sure, even if you wish to expand out once the Illithids are dealt with, there's plenty of room in this cave system for the both of us. And we can provide you with certain resources if necessary in exchange for peaceful coexistence. There's no reason we can't work something out that benefits both of our people. The leaders in our city will listen to us if we put your case forward.
She considers this. It's hard to read her expression where her eyes are blindfolded. She isn't very animated. However, she looks at she maintains, I don't want to say eye contact because it's not, but she continues facing
I know you.
Yeah. And goes, so then that brings me back to my first point. What do you have to offer? You bring a peace treaty for the gnolls, and they bring you to me. I want to know what you're capable of. You have a plan to use a way to get into the heart of them. Yes, the gnolls can cause a distraction, but how is that going to help you with moving forward? Once you're in the city, then what? Do you have any more allies up your sleeve? This bugbear, for instance? Peacefellow is currently having the worst time of his life. He is trembling. He is scared. He has his tea set taken away from him. He had his blades taken away from him. And yeah, he's not having a good time. The gnolls are also teasing him. Or were teasing him, because he is a lesser race to them.
This construct.
Yeah. Peacefellow is the leader of a small group of kobolds. Due to a misunderstanding on our first encounter, we owe them something of a favor, and are helping to ensure that their people are safe and able to coexist both with you and with us.
The gnoll snickers, laughing and kind of giggling to himself.
Dick.
I mean, you're right, but come on, we are in a dangerous position.
Yeah.
She kind of turns her head slightly towards him, and he kind of bows his head a little bit and backs off.
See, she thinks so too.
And she looks back at you and goes,
Yes, he is a dick.
well, so you simply brought one follower from their tribe to assist because you owe them a favor. Am I getting that correct?
We brought him here partly in the hopes that he would be able to make his case for people. We don't want to interfere too directly between your people and his, if you're able to make an arrangement to your own satisfaction among yourselves.
Okay. He looks... Do you have him in on the telepathic link, by the way? I assume no.
Oh, I assumed we'd been keeping him roughly informed.
Yeah.
Okay. He is terrified at the mention of having to speak to this individual.
Oh, don't worry, peace fellow, it's fine. Gotta be polite and all. I say with a hand still over my mouth, mentally, obviously.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
the hand isn't over your mouth at this point. It's because the gnoll would have taken it away just to shut you up initially.
Yeah. Yeah, mentally I'll be like to him, okay, look, don't panic. Things aren't going quite as we expected, but just try and roll with it. Get everything sorted out.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Oh, the one I'm kind of good at. On, please.
Okay.
Okay.
He calms down a bit. He composes himself, and he's going to wait his turn. Okay. You see she kind of stands there and looks back and goes, so what you have to offer to this cause is 6 adventurers who attest their strength, a 7th bugbear who is petrified in the presence of gnolls, 2 pets, gesturing to Aurum and B. And that's it.
Constructs, distraction.
That's not quite it. We have access to a small number of constructs as well. The Aboleth's automatons.
And
They
these
would be
can
able
trusted.
They can. Not mighty warriors individually, but they can round out your ranks. Minimize the number of unnecessary gnoll casualties. Which is, I assume, your goal.
And provide a distraction.
She nods slowly. She looks down at you, kind of listens to the request, and begins to consider all of this. Make me a persuasion check.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, roll the other die. On the right. Makes no difference. Whatever.
I will tell you this now, nat 1 or nat 20 will not have huge impacts. It's just a matter of to see how.
Fine.
Yeah.
Still a 19.
My persuasion is +4, so.
Okay, so that's good. Okay. That does help her DC quite a lot for this.
Cool.
And she thinks about it. looks at the chief and says, in Nolish, at this point, you guys won't be able to understand it. Actually, no, she has to speak in Common, because she doesn't know Nolish. She speaks in Common, because it's the other guy who speaks Nolish. But he can't read her thoughts. So she says to him, "What do you say to this chieftain?" "I think that these are valuable allies, but my brother is not pleased with their alignment to their gods." "And what alignments would those be?" Turning back to you, Queglod.
Sasha here is a cleric of a Turan. I don't know.
And then they stab me.
Yeah.
You take
9,999 damage.
Yeah.
Whereas I am a follower and servant of the Raven Queen.
She acknowledges this. Okay, for neither of those, she doesn't turn to the guy beside her. She nods, looks at the chieftain and goes, "So what is the problem with these two?" "They are not favored amongst our people." "So you cannot travel beside them, or work with them?" He begins like lowly growling and almost not contesting her, but is he is very disappointed with her answer.
I'm gonna put forward something telepathically to Queglod.
Okay.
Sure.
This might be helpful, but I'm also under the employ of the god Alarandra. You may wish to mention this, but I'm uncertain if it would actually help or hinder. I'm currently beholden to a quest.
What god would they follow?
Well, they're a seer, so I'm hoping Alarandra.
Roll me a religion check. And I'm going to say a disadvantage because you asked this while there are no clerics in the room. With disadvantage.
Oh.
Religion +4, 10.
Nope, not enough.
I meant the gnolls, by the way.
Oh, right.
What religion would the gnolls generally follow?
Yeah.
It could vary very widely. Like, massively so.
Like, what
Typically, they will
gods?
follow an evil-aligned deity. Or at very
So
least,
they
a
don't like
chaotic
the
one.
wicked?
You're not sure. With the religion check you got, I'm going to say you don't know.
Can you, Queglod, can you ask them what their god is or what they follow?
Yes. It may help you to know that we are perfectly happy to work with followers of other deities. We're quite open-minded in that sense. But Sasha, in fact, is already undertaking work for an alternate deity. We don't mind serving others so long as our gods get their due. If I may ask, exactly which or what deity do your people follow?
She turns to the chieftain who...
directed more to the chieftain, but...
Malah.
Is that a real one, or what do we know about that one?
Roll me religion checks again.
Do I know this one?
For anyone who's
All of
proficient
us?
in religion.
Do I know
I'm
this?
not proficient, but I probably should be, in like the sense of I'm a cleric.
Well, unfortunately you're not. So go ahead and roll if you're proficient in religion.
14. I don't know if I would already know, but...
Well, out of character you know. And in character you now know.
Oh wait, no, I am proficient in religion. I'm just shit at it.
I'm proficient at it, but I'm bad at it. Toto?
That's a 9.
Nope, not enough. Bern, you know Malar to be the god of the hunt.
Oh.
Same as Marcus. From Thursday.
Let's see. How would
what you would know about Malar, god of the hunt? Malar doesn't matter what happens on the material plane, so long as a portion of what is killed, regardless of what it is sacrificed to him. Anything that is hunted with a bow or a blade, anything that is rightfully killed, is to be partially sacrificed to him, and he revels in the eagerness of battle.
Does he have anything to do with Zenfir?
No.
Okay.
By sacrifice, does that mean just to dedicate the kill to him?
To dedicate a portion of the kill to him, yeah. Kind of like giving a tithe, but you can't really tithe meat, so you sacrifice it.
Does that require a ritual, or?
It requires a ritual, yeah. So it requires clerics or powerful individuals, which these individuals have.
And that's not in the sense of like giving part of their soul to...
No.
Is it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Then we have no problem with that.
In that case, it should be fine.
We have no problem with that.
Yeah, the nature of their sacrifice is more a matter of, okay, so you just killed a bear. I would like the left thigh. I'll have that for tea, you can have the rest. That's effectively the relationship it is, and Malar likes killing. If anything, it's kind of an ally to the Raven Queen, because it helps send people to her, but that's beside the point.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
It also works together with mine.
That's also true.
Yeah, that's the point. I didn't mention your I don't know.
To be fair, nobody knows about yours yet.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And if you mention it at this point, I'm just going to stick my fingers in my ears, because it'd look bad if I keep making corrections to what I've already told her.
Yep, because you keep making corrections, she's keeping tally.
What corrections have we made?
You don't need to know.
I've had to go back and fill in details later. I'm trying to be as upfront as possible, but...
That's fair. So,
yeah.
He says this, you don't know what this is, and she looks back and says, well, if the only thing that is the worry is the deities, then I'm sure we can arrange something. What plan did you have in mind overall?
I telepathically tell Queglod that they probably want a portion of the kills to be sacrificed to Malcom.
Okay. You give a quick shortened version of the basic details, so you are not aware of this.
Yeah. Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
Okay.
If that comes up.
So she turns to you and goes, so, what is your overall plan that you had in mind? And you watch as she turns and walks back to the center. The man kind of like turns with the passive perception. I'm gonna say, because Elsyan's not here, I'm gonna say you three make perception checks for me.
What's wrong with my perception today?
Oh, jeez.
Bern and Queglod blink at the wrong time. Sasha?
Picks
up her die and loses it in the fog of war.
My thing is lagging a load right now, so it's a little... I think I can get it.
Yep. 8 plus what?
Plus 3 or 4, I can't remember.
I think it's 3, because your passive perception is 13.
It's 3. It's
okay.
3.
Yeah, no, none of you notice this.
Notice what?
You don't know.
Exactly.
So, she walks to the center of the chamber, turns, facing back towards you, kind of gestures before her. What do you do?
Just before her what?
Like she, with her left hand, she kind of gestures to the floor in front of her.
She wants us to go there?
Okay. Which of us in character has the map?
It's in the bag of holding.
Oh, that's a point.
I thought Malcom had it.
He did. It's in the bag of holding.
Oh.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, our map we've been working on was confiscated, so I cannot show you on. But I'm sure you have a decent idea of the layout of the surrounding area.
She nods and gestures before her. You watch as the chieftain stands up, grabs his halberd and slowly walks towards her, his head still bowed. The guards that are still in the area, some that are on each pillar, they take steps forward towards your group. What do you do?
Tell them what the plan was.
Yeah. So in terms of the plan,
So
You're currently still at the entrance to the room.
Oh, does she want us to walk in or what?
She's in the middle of gesturing to the floor in front of her.
yeah, I guess let's go in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And start explaining the plan to her?
You all get up,
Oh, well.
and Queglod, as you get up, you are unobstructed as you walk forward. The honor guards stop the rest of you, and she says, "Bring two of your choice."
I wonder who you're gonna pick.
Right, Bern and Sasha, or do you wish to choose somebody else?
What's the range on the telepathy?
The range is sight.
Yeah,
Cool.
so he has to-
However,
as long as-
Elsyan's gonna have to keep his head bowed for the remainder of this while he's away, so they're not gonna hear this, which makes sense because they're not here.
But the telepathic thing can still be activated, or?
He can try and maintain it, but he's not going to be able to keep a connection between you three.
Ah.
Okay. It's unfortunate, but Sam's computer wigging out was unfortunate. We'll have to just roll with it.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
Honestly,
can I-
Sasha's Bern is in character quite strategic, so it makes sense that we'd want him here, and Sasha's generally kind of like the face of the party.
Which makes no sense, but it does seem to work.
But Sasha's quite likable, and
In a weird way, yes.
Sasha's quite endearing, and is confident, which is
Something
He used to
severely
be
lacking.
old before he died.
yeah. So yeah, Bern and Sasha. Okay.
Are we allowed to speak now?
Do you say that, or
I don't know.
Can I motion? I'm going to.
Can I look at Queglod to ask if we can allow to?
Yeah, it was. Did you say Sasha was motioning? To...
I sort of motion at my mouth and be like, like as if to say,
make
Can I
a
talk?
Queglod make an insight. Sasha and Bern each make performance checks.
19.
Performance, yay.
Okay, you're all fine except for
10.
Sasha, who's pointing at her mouth, so you assume she's hungry. However, looking at Bern, you pick up on the fact that he is gesturing. Is it okay for us to speak now? He's waiting for you to ask the question.
Yeah. With your permission, my allies would like to weigh in on this they have.
They are welcome to do so. A map is placed before you. Okay.
Okay.
Seeing as you have decided you are bringing 2 allies to this, distribute your forces.
Oh shit.
The gnolls below are elite gnolls. Actually, I'll do this the correct way round. That is what you have. The above is chaff, the below is elite. Same order. Gnolls come with ranged weaponry and melee weaponry. They also have casters who are going to be mingling in along with clerics that are going to be supporting each unit. The elites are stronger than the regulars. And out of these, the regular animated armors are weaker, but they and they're also slower, whereas the elite ones are stronger and more resilient, as well as having magic resistance.
Yep.
So, how do you wish to distribute them? Where are they coming from?
Yeah, can I ask, how did the Aboleth plan to do the distraction?
Sending the he planned to send in the forces through and out of the pyramid, but it is down to you where you wish to designate them around the city.
Wait, so how send them out of the pyramid? So out of this one?
Yes, out of the central one, unless you had other thoughts, such as sending them
And
through
then
this entrance.
Okay.
So
And
basically,
they can fly over, correct?
yeah, they can all fly. The animated armors are slower when it comes to flying.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he say though they can stop his link with them?
Yes, the Elder Brain interrupts his link with them, which means they aren't as combat ready as otherwise.
If I might ask, Seer, how do you intend to get across the lake surrounding the city?
The chieftain at this point pipes up. We have our methods. We can fire bridges across the water and our men can flood across it.
Right. In that case, is there a range on that, or...?
They'll be able to reach. We tested them already. Our first fainting attack we launched, so we lost a few, but we managed to succeed in getting the bridges across.
I see. I can suggest our Aboleth construct.
Also another tile you're going to need. Where are you going to be in all this?
I assume we're gonna be here.
No, it's the idea of where are you going to enter the fight.
Yeah, I know, that's what I mean.
So you're
I assume we're gonna be here, I don't know.
Exiting the pyramid? Okay.
As I understood, the plan was for the first wave to go in and draw
Yeah,
out
make a
the
distraction,
defenders.
draw them out away from the pyramid, and then we can
And
go
then we
out
can
and try
While
and
you
find
do
out.
this, I'm going to quickly go to the loo if any of the rest of you need to take
Yeah.
breaks, and then we'll come
I'm
back
gonna
and
go
just
back
continue
this
to discuss this. If
Okay.
Sudz joins, because it does seem like he's come back online, if he does join, he is welcome to hop in or whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna explain to him. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's online on Discord, but he's not online on Steam, so yeah, if you want to message him, Infernal, just to see if you can poke him, but that'll be fine. Alright, so be right back.
Okay, well...
So
So, just send them.
the
I-
gnolls can
the
get in
plan-
through this way.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm gonna say, have like 2 elites and 2 normal gnolls go from here, and then have one of them with us coming through here, and then have 1 elite and 1 normal come through here, and then the 4 the other ones come through with us as well and be the distraction.
So have the main force be coming in through the center.
Well, have these 4 and 1 of these each come with us.
Okay,
out of
so... Let's say we're taking these ones...
And these ones with us, and then these ones would be attacking. No, wait.
Okay, I'm gonna put forward this. We want these to split up into 2 groups and attack from differing points, so as to draw the forces away more effectively.
That's what I meant. Like, these would attack from here,
Yeah.
and then these would attack from here,
Hmm.
and then
the
these would come
force-
out with us.
Yeah.
These would be the first wave that comes out, draws them away. These would attack from here, and then we would be able to sneak around and find the Elder Brain. Attempt to.
Yeah. My only thinking is we do want a lot of people coming from without. They can't We can't afford to have them seem like a poke. This has to be like a full-scale attack.
Yeah, so we have 3 elites and then 3 normal ones.
No, what I'm saying is that the ones from without have to be scary enough.
Ah, I see.
That lots of their forces want to leave the city to deal with them.
What if we don't bring any gnolls with us into the city and have this lot supplement this group here?
That could work as well.
Yeah,
that way there's going to be... That way, because, let's be honest...
Or maybe do this.
No, but because we want these ones because they're resistant to magic and to psionic, to a degree. Whereas gnolls are not.
One thing to note. These are a few things that are going to be pointed out. 1, you need to stay in communication with your Aboleth friend and how you're going to communicate this to him.
I mean, he has telepathy over everything of these, right? Like, he knows what's happening to these.
Yes, he does, provided they aren't within a 2-mile radius of the Elder Brain, which is this map, if not further.
Oh. Well, when they're about here, right? He can still control them. And
if you remember, it was at the top of the ravine, was that beginning of that 2-mile radius.
Well, when they're there, he can say, like, that's the signal that they're gonna start going in. And how long did it take us to go through?
You got it on your map.
Let's see, do we have it on the map? 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
No, wait, that's here. 20 minutes.
Yeah, sorry. 20
here,
minutes.
this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
the signal's gonna be 20, and we can ask him how fast.
So when they're too close to the Elder Brain, he can't give them.
When
like,
they're too close to the Elder Brain, he can't personally possess them. He can give the more powerful ones orders, and then they can relay those orders, but they aren't going to work in unity. Meaning, if the leader shouts phalanx, they're going to work like a bunch of peasants running around with shields. But if it wasn't because of the Elder Brain, if he shouted phalanx, they would be better than Romans. They would be in the phalanx in a couple of seconds and ready to take an attack.
Right.
Okay.
The Chieftain and the Medusa do note one thing to you. That the gnolls are going to be best coming from this direction. If you take any of these and you plan to bring them through the entrance here, you're going to need to take 50 to 40 gnolls with you per group. This means this is going to be about 80 to 100 gnolls. So how are you going to ferry them down the ravine?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
What I'm considering is maybe we like move the gnolls out and bring we like replace the gnolls completely.
Can we take the? They're gonna come to the fight as well, right? The chieftain and the.
The chieftain is. The Medusa isn't. She does note that she has.
Can we take the chieftain with us?
She does. You can take the chieftain with you. Yeah, sure. Actually, no. You know what? We'll say this. In your task force, you can take specifically certain units. I will say you can't take the chieftains. However, you can take any from their ranks to go with you. So, you have access to the following list. Excluding beasts and creatures that they have in their possession. Because they won't be able to give you control of those. You have access to elites, shamans, clerics, trap masters, warriors, hunters, scouts, and spies. Warriors are your basic chaff. The elites are a lot stronger ones. The shamans can cast spells. Clerics are healers and support. Hunters are specialized range. Scouts are good at getting in and getting out, translating information, that kind of thing. And the spies are better at that, however they can cast magic. You can take any of those with you.
I feel like spies would be best at the whole infiltration portion.
Is that really the plan, though?
Yeah, because we want a big force with us as well to draw them away from us, so we can go get to the Elder Brain.
Well, because as soon as we're spotted inside the city, I think there's a good chance a lot of the defenses will retract.
Yeah.
So we can't go.
Yeah, we can't just go only us then. We have to have
but we can't
something.
But the point is, we can't guerrilla warfare this. We need to have a force that comes out of that pyramid, storms at the Elder Brain, and takes it out as quick as possible. So what we need in our strike force is power.
I mean, I think that the best thing we've got in our power, for power right here, is the armors, because they're resistant to psychic damage, which is probably going to be the main problem, I'm assuming.
And we can take the warriors with us as well, and have these guys assault from range.
Yeah, having
assaulting from range, they don't have the ability to assault from range. They can fire. They have mounted ballista, and then they have the bridge ballista, which will be able to shoot over a gap, which he recommends either this gap here, or this gap here, or this entire area here, because it's short distance. The longer the distance, the longer they're going to have to be on the bridge, which makes them more vulnerable.
Yeah, I meant the rangers can shoot as well, because they have rangers, right?
True.
But it's not going to get anywhere near the center of the city.
Yeah, I don't think it's longbow range.
No, well, it is longbow range, but
yeah, but they can.
Over the sea, maybe.
Yeah.
The lake, but not.
Oh, onto the edge and over the water. Yeah, they'd be able to shoot that quite happily.
Yeah.
But into the city from the other side, no.
With any accuracy, it's just not. I don't know.
But they can put the bridge down here, and then they can walk across and shoot from here.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
One thing that the Medusa does bring up, which is also very relevant to you, or to all of you, they know that the top surface is the first layer of the city. They know there is a second layer below that, and that is as far as they ever got. They also know there's
how do they get to the second layer?
There is a hole near the center next to the pyramid. Near to the pyramid, there is a burrowed hole that goes down into a nest, from what they can tell, but their spies only just made it out.
So is that the same sort of extent as the city as a whole?
No, it seems to be like the underground is a few chambers, from what they could tell, but they don't know the extent of how far they go.
Okay.
Or even what's in there. All they know is they were.
We don't know where the Elder Brain is.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it might be down there. It might be in the pyramid somewhere.
I mean, if we're going into being transported into the pyramid, I think we check out the surrounding area as best we can, see what looks heavily defended and what looks like it could be a place. If we don't find anything, head down that hole and try and search it. Because
also, we're gonna need Elsyan to turn off his brain.
Yeah.
But again, we're not going to have lots of time to do this.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's what I'm putting.
As soon as we get in there, they're gonna notice.
Yeah.
Okay. Fellas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We have these two forces here and here. They're relatively strong. They are 4 forces strong out of 12. That is a third of our forces each. Now, if these are attacking here and here approximately, that will be drawing out the forces over here. If we are then spotted, some of them will come back, but then that will weaken here and here. Which
so then they can walk in. That's what I meant. They can.
That's going to consistently. They're constantly going to be on the back foot because they are trying to defend 3 separate points.
Okay. Here's what
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, here's what I'm going to do to make your life potentially easier. I am going to spawn 3 versions of these. Each of these is going to be stage 1 through however many, and if you need more spawns, just ask me. This basically means if you wish to stage events to say where you want each army to be at any given time, you can go ahead and do so and go, hey, so if we want army A's, if we want these armies to be here at this time, we want this to occur at this time. So I'll give you access to more copies of the army.
So that
wait, this might be better. Are we all good with these with these configurations of our forces?
He did say the north might work best from here.
From what he said there are cross points here, 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 and here. This one's obviously a fast cross point, so it means he can rush units across. This is a medium cross point. This is a long cross point.
Okay, maybe
he also mentions that if they're going, because this is important. This is why our stage 1 through however many. This is where the army is going to start. If gnolls are starting on this side, are they coming out of here? If that is the case, how are you getting them there?
Yeah, that's true as well. They need to cross the ravine for that.
Because if they're crossing the ravine, they also have their siege equipment. So if they're going to cross, they're going to have to shoot across here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's a secondary thought. This is the entrance that we're most likely to come through. Why not set them up here and...
This is where they're coming through first. Are you having them...
Here and down this side bit here?
So how are they getting here?
They have to run like this, and we don't know how long that will take.
That shouldn't take too long. It'll about take the same as firing the siege and running across here, because they're able to run across a solid surface and sprint there. The siege equipment will be a little bit slower, so they'll probably be in combat before these guys have even fired.
Is it worth... If the armors can fly straight over, is it worth having them do that first? Give the gnolls a little bit of cover while they set up their siege.
It's also a matter of where are these guys coming from. Because if they're flying up to the gnoll camp, you need to inform your Aboleth friend about that.
Well, we kind of need to talk to him anyway. So
the thing I want them is, this is the shortest point, so I kind of want them to set up here, because this is the fastest point they can get into.
Yeah, but there's not a practical way to get them down the ravine.
Well, they can get through here. How long would this take? It will take the same amount of time.
In terms of relative minutes, running with siege equipment, I'd say it probably take you about a minute, 2 minutes. Maybe, probably 3 or 4, actually, from that distance, because they have to go round a portion and then re-pull.
If we had a way to get them to join the battle here, then I would agree that this is where we want to focus on. But if they're gonna have to come out of this entrance...
Wait. Here's a thought I want to put forward. Maybe we don't have to come from this point here. We haven't talked about the bottom entrance.
That's true. We haven't found the way in there.
That is the very much the shortest point.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
Admittedly,
gnolls...
there's more like cover to travel over here, but that's still getting them onto this point, which can allow us to spread our forces out a bit.
It's worth noting the gnolls were talking about attacking tomorrow. He said they better be ready for tomorrow morning. So unless we can convince them to delay, we're not going to have time to scout those routes out. We don't even know if it's practical to get people around. That looks like a long way round either way.
We also need to use some of our things to go down to the Aboleth friend and tell him what's happening.
Yeah, and you have no more conjure animals, so you're going to have to start getting creative.
Well...
Don't have Philippe ever.
I meant before we go tomorrow.
I mean, let's be honest, Simon, you can just fly down as Felipe, as in you
I can.
Felipe
Yeah,
together, and then just.
I can go and negotiate with him if that's.
Can Sasha use sending to the Aboleth?
You haven't tried.
Probably. I haven't tried, but probably. Okay, so. Okay, if we like.
So.
If we like mix these two up and bring the gnolls with us, that means that we have a force that can just straight up fly across. I believe with the armors.
How are you going to get the gnolls down?
Yeah,
that's
because we need to get the gnolls down into the ravine, into the Aboleth camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless
that's here.
And you have
we need
one
to get
day.
From here to here.
So unless you want to suggest a however many day retreat while you spend 2 days shipping units down the ravine.
That means lots of gnolls cut off from their boss
For a long period of time in a cooped up cave next to constructs. Yeah.
Next to constructs and a big aberration. I can't imagine them being happy with that. So I'd say any plan that involves bringing the gnolls directly with us.
Yeah, I think gnolls like.
So this is the thing to discuss. Is exactly what our plan is. Are we, as us, is our plan to scout the city and find the Elder Brain and kill them while they're attacking the outside, or do we want to attack the defenses from inside and let the rest of the army?
Hello?
Hello?
Okay, I thought
You
I
alright there,
disconnected
Simon?
then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Okay. Look, we
So we'll start off with...
main
because
team-
so
We'll do this one step at a time just so I can help get a better understanding of this. What is stage 1?
well,
Where
see,
are
this
you-
is something I wanted to figure out. So
Oh, okay. You want to figure out where...
yeah,
what your
I haven't
party
got a
was.
plan
Okay.
yet. So as you mentioned before, Harlan,
Mhm.
if we've got people attacking from the back foot, that means either we can move with impunity, or they're going to have to bring defenses back, and that will help let the others in.
Yeah, either way, we're in a strong position.
Yeah, so is our plan to ignore the guards and focus on attacking the Elder Brain, with the idea that if they leave us alone to stop the other defenses to stop the other attackers, they'll be under attack? Or if they attack us, that risks letting the horde in? Or do we want to make weakening their defenses and letting the horde in, then with the entire army inside the city hunting down the Elder Brain? Is that just going to be our plan?
I don't think that's exactly feasible in like the long term, because the Elder Brain is supposedly quite powerful, and there's a lot of mental attacks that'll be going on. I don't know whether we can like necessarily survive that much. Like,
I think just bringing 1 or 2 elite squads with us is like maybe.
Okay, that's an idea. What if we bring all the elite guards with us, and then have this lot head outside?
Well, the elites are the leadership, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
The
that's
elite.
So we need elite
So
squads.
here's how it will work with the constructs. The weaker ones can work on their own, but they're probably as good as a traditional guardsman on their own. They are strong in terms of AC, but when it comes to magic, these things will fall apart in no time. These things need to have a leader in order to move efficiently.
So would this be enough?
That would be enough, yes. You could even have the third one with them, and that would be fine. But the moment this one goes, these ones become basically shambling stuff, and their power level drops dramatically.
I mean, if we set it up as like these are like the main force of cannon fodder, and then these are behind. These can't be focused as much, and they should hopefully romp through. Because most psionics.
Or
is
if they
based on
focus them,
fire.
then these guys have some free time to set up the thing here and attack from here.
Because if we get these to travel across over here, then that means that's a fairly strong force that's going to come over here and like, be in trouble very quickly.
Yeah,
And
I
it gives
do
time
think
for this one to set up.
Yes, I do think that the armors should come in first and attack, then the gnolls.
Yeah, so they can set up
Let-
like a
let-
thing,
let
so
them-
these guys can set up.
Yeah, if we let the Elder Brain commit its defenses to the armor,
Mm-hmm.
which I feel like it's likely to do if it knows what the danger of the Aboleth is, then the gnolls will have a free moment while the defenses are in disarray to get set up.
Yeah,
What
so,
I'm
okay.
considering,
But that then raises the question of timing.
Yeah, so
We don't
need
have
to
a
set up
situation.
in time.
Before we go into that, I do wonder if we shouldn't move another one of the elites over into this slot, because I do very much worry about what will happen if we lose the command.
Then we won't have much with us, though.
But then we bring along some of the elite gnolls.
We
We
can't.
can't
gnolls.
bring them with us. We need to get them down the ravine. That's the main problem. We can't bring the gnolls with us.
One other thing that I will also mention about the regular suits, they require a leader. They are also slow when it comes to flying. So by the time, let's say for example you initiate everything at once. These guys are stage 1, they jump into the city and they begin attacking. These are your death squad effectively. They're gonna die pretty quick. They're gonna jump in, they're gonna be on their own. If you catch the city off guard, then the city will be defenseless and you'll be roughly an even fight for the first few quote-unquote rounds. This troop comes in from the north, they set up, they fire over, they begin to move across. By the time these guys have gotten into the city and probably lost 1 or 2 squads, these guys would have crossed. Because they've got these, which are slow. So you'd probably have to have these guys initiate at the same... before these guys leave.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. This is phase 1. These guys run over here.
Yeah,
They bring some of the forces here to defend. Then we get inside the city, and these guys start setting up.
Yeah, the plan was always for the inside group to be the last one, wasn't it?
Okay, so one...
these guys are the first ones.
One,
then these guys start setting up and going in.
Okay, sorry, I
And we
misunderstood.
get out,
Yeah.
and then we fuck up everything from
Yeah,
here.
we wait for the defenders to start getting thinned out and leaving the city before we launch our attack.
Okay.
Because we are like a very strong force. Like we've got 2 elites, we've got us, and we've got a bit of cannon fodder that are like untouchable to a lot of psychic shit. According to what Elsyan could do.
Yeah.
We're going to like fuck shit up in the center.
Yeah.
This lot is going to be like the second wave of oh shit, what's going on? The forces are going to get split from over here over onto here. These things should survive for a bit longer than the gnolls because they have resistances to psychic stuff.
So up here, phase 1.
We come in just after these things become a threat, and everything's panicking over, heading them over to there. Then we begin sort of taking things out in the center.
Also, what I'll do is I'll shrink these down a little bit more.
So, obviously, the game plan for these groups and for those groups and those groups is obvious. Just get in and do attack directly. So
I would very much like it if we could get an elite group of gnolls with this lot over here. But
I mean, if they can run round, then we can try and sort that out. But
like, the real question is how, can we put that? Let's put that idea forward to the chieftain and see how feasible that is.
Why did you want to put forward to him?
Maybe one of the elite groups from over here, bolstering this force, like having them be traveling around to meet up with this lot as they're going in there, and then have the main force over here. Continuing that.
I mean,
my pack will be capable of bolstering, but they work better in numbers. If they're with their fellow kin, they'll be much more effective than if they work on their own versus a small other group.
Yes. So what I'm saying is, when these guys reach here, they won't be able to communicate. So we need to keep a timing of when they'll be here. So then they start crossing, and these guys get the attention. It took us 20 minutes. How long would it take them to get through?
It would take, seeing as you travelled at a speed of 30 feet. Well, you weren't running, you were walking. Yeah. Which would be a little bit faster than the natural walking speed of these things. So, because you're 30 feet and they're 20 feet, I'd say add an additional 10 minutes onto it. Because it took 20 minutes, so it will take half an hour for them to move through this area.
We were moving. Okay, so they move slower then.
Yeah, specifically these ones move slower. Yeah, and from what the chieftain says, gnolls work better with gnolls.
Yeah. So we want the gnoll. Okay, so this is what I was playing up here. We send these guys. We wait 30 minutes for them to reach here. If this is one. Then they start attacking. Then we give out the sending to these guys to starting to set up, and then we go through as well. After 30 minutes have passed since these guys left.
I think they should be setting up before we go through.
Yeah, so we send them out to start.
So this is phase 1. So if you want, I will do this, and I will say this is the reserve. So you're currently not there. We're
not here, and these guys are back here.
Yeah. So those guys.
In the 2 mile radius. Not in the 2 mile radius, so they don't get scouted.
So.
Not in the 2 mile radius.
Oh.
So these.
Wait. How long? Oh no.
If they're not in the 2 mile radius, they will be part way up the spiral tunnel, which means they'll take 15-20 minutes to get there.
Yeah.
Which means
So
we can time these things to reach up at the right time.
Yeah, so we can wait 15 minutes, then tell these guys to start heading down by the time these guys reach here.
Maybe go for 20 because there's the crossing to take into account as well.
we would want.
We don't want them to die before these guys start setting up, though.
I know, but we want
these
them
guys
to
come
be-
down at the same time. These guys are about to cross. Start to cross.
Oh, you mean come down and rather than have these
So,
separate? Okay, gotcha.
just to clarify, you want, I'm going to call it Squad 1 moving from the left to the right. It will take half an hour for them to get there, then it will take them about a minute or two to cross. During
So
this
when they're
time,
here, this would take 30 minutes, correct?
that would take 30 minutes when they get to there. During that time, you want to keep the gnolls out of the radius for as long as possible.
No,
As you,
I want, when these guys reach here, I want the gnolls to be right here, and then when these
Right.
guys start crossing, they want to be setting up here and here.
Okay, so if phase 1 is the entrance, you want these guys to be at the entrances here and here. You guys aren't in the pyramid at this point, and these guys have reached the edge. Phase 2, copying this design across.
These guys are here.
I'll
So these guys get here.
I'll delete these
If
spares.
they don't die by then.
They get
Yeah.
there, and then these guys have set
These
up in
guys are
2
set up
squads.
here, and they start firing
Yeah.
this way. And then they can start crossing if they set up the ladders.
Yeah.
Okay.
The important point is that they've drawn the defenders out to deal with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at this point, the defenders, assuming your plan is going as you're saying, the defenders come out to this area and they engage with this. These two then set up, firing their ladders across, and they then
Yeah,
proceed
and then
to
start
cross.
running through.
So phase 3 would be them basically jumping across, so their arrows are pointing this way. You, at this point, would, I would assume, be waiting inside the pyramid alongside your other reserves.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not going to move them across just so it doesn't get confusing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Then phase 3, going with
We burst out,
that.
and then
If you want to draw the thing, you might as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So phase 3 is that you'll have these individuals here. These
Yeah.
ones would have crossed. These ones would have crossed. And
mhm.
then you're all popping out of the temple in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the plan for the timing.
And
So in
at this
terms of
point,
what-
at this point, I am going to flip these over because you don't know how many of those you may have lost because they've engaged and may have lost units.
That's fine. If all of them have gone, I think the plan should be for them to be as.
I mean, they're disposable, correct?
Yeah, they should be as aggressive as possible.
Yeah.
The
Some,
gnolls
something
need
to
to
know
have a
about the
good
constructs.
fight.
Once the constructs are destroyed, they can be rebuilt.
Yeah, they can be rebuilt and sent
Yeah.
back. They turn into sand that gets sent back to him.
Correct.
Yeah.
So yeah, if they die, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
They die,
unless
they
it-
die.
Yeah, unless this fight really drags on, it's going to be a long time to like resupply, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. So this is
Whatever.
your
At this
current
point,
So
they
the
would be
gnolls-
getting into the city. And
so
then
the
we
gnolls
would-
hopefully might be able to group back up on the other side.
So when they get to the land here, we want to be bursting out and attacking everything.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's at that point that the defenses would have shifted over, moving around the outskirts to contest the two squads of
Yeah.
gnolls. Most likely, meeting with this squad of gnolls first, and then some will try and travel through the city to this one. At
Yep.
which point you burst out and you basically run in and you run
Make
them
as
in
much
shambles.
chaos as possible. Yeah.
And then that means that the defenses are too spread out and they are in quote unquote surrounded at this point.
And
So
then we would be searching for the elder.
yeah, is that the plan then? So the
I believe that was the plan.
so the constructs that we send in are causing chaos, but we're looking for the elder brain.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay.
I want to put forward another thing. Let's have this be like a convergence point between these two if they get like travel through the city. Like, let's have them meet up together to bolster their forces once
If
more.
yes, if the two
Yeah,
groups
if they see a lot of more resistance here, they can start helping here, and then some that can enter the city.
Okay, so the
Yeah.
idea is that so basically what you're doing is you're having them come across at 2 points to increase surface area, then they're both going to swarm the same target.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
these guys will be attacking. If there's more resistance here because of this, then some of them would help there, and then some of them would
Yeah.
come through.
once they make landfall, the gnolls should, for the most part, treat themselves as one grouping.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
Well,
gnolls
some
are
of
okay
them-
with this because this means they don't have to interact with or
You guys.
the gnoll
I think
chieftain is
that's-
okay
yeah.
with this because it means they don't have to interact with the constructs. The Medusa, she partway through this, you hear what sounds to be somewhere else in the court. You guys all hear this now. What sounds to be a baby crying, and she gets up, goes over to the male, and takes the bundle from him and carries the baby off behind the throne into a room.
Okay.
Oh, and if any of the commanders or anyone is like free and not in battle, they can help us search for the elf.
Okay. So spare units will then be given the orders to search. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, any that make it through.
Yeah.
So I am going to quickly write down a battle plan here, so that I've got my own copy of it as well as yours.
Yep.
So battle plan.
These guys would be
So
holding
battle
down
plan.
the
Stage 1 is going to be Group 1 of constructs. Constructs enters area and provokes attacks from the east. No, west. From the west. Gnolls move into position at the entrance to the north. Okay, stage 2 of this. Group 1 of constructs crosses holding aggro. I'm going to put in quotations there.
They're gonna not like YOLO into the city so they get destroyed, but they're gonna hold ground to like,
Yeah. Cross.
Yeah. The constructs from outside will be just YOLOing it.
Yeah.
But the gnolls we want.
Yeah.
to
Group 1
survive as long as
of
possible.
Group 1 of constructs crosses water holding aggro brackets YOLO.
Yeah. Just try and bloody the defense as much as possible.
And
Like, they are the main distraction, then the
Yeah.
Gnolls are the main destructive force, and then we're coming in with the strike force.
Gnoll squads split, firing ladder shots across the water. They
and they have
then
ballistas as well.
begin to cross. They can't move their ballistas down here. They can move their ladder ballistas down here, which is what's going to allow them to cross.
Yeah.
Then they begin to cross, and then party plus group 2 constructs gets into position.
Oh yeah. Did we actually ask if they know that the Aboleth has a teleportation inside?
Isn't that
If what?
If the Illithid know that the Aboleth has a teleportation circle inside he can teleport there.
He mentioned that each of them can go anywhere from the facility, which is where the prisoner would have come from, and they've built a city around it. You're not sure if they know. He didn't mention anything. Okay, so phase 3 of this. Phase 3 of this is Group 1 possibly perished. Group 1 is possibly perished. Gnolls have crossed. Work as one group to maintain offensive against the defenses, supporting where needed, and then party plus group 2 arrive, causing chaos and searching for the Elder Brain. Yeah, once you kill the Elder Brain, the battle is effectively won because the constructs
that's
will
why.
fight on their own.
Yeah.
Well, alternative, there's the fuck-up plan. Spent like 4 days getting everyone down the ravine, and then we all burst out of the middle. That's the fucking plan.
Look, if you want to try that, you can. It will because of the amount of numbers there are. It will take you probably 2 to 3 days to get everybody down the ravine. You'd
I
have
mean,
to-
let's put forward the option to them in case that's what they feel like. But like, I don't.
You also don't know whether the Aboleths are, whether your Aboleth friend's going to be okay with that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, he
Time
asked
to
us
try
to do.
spending.
He asked us to try to deal with the Illithids.
That's true.
If he's going to be so picky about it,
He also
get out his
did
tank.
say we asked if he can get more allies. He said he doesn't mind.
Yeah, if he wants to be such a choosing beggar about it, why does he get out of his tank?
Yeah, why doesn't he get out his tank and go himself?
Oh,
Oh man, shots fired at the Aboleth. All right. So in terms of what they say, the chieftain is not happy with traveling through untrusted allies. They trust you because the seer trusts you, but they don't trust the Aboleth.
That's fair. We want to go with a plan that they're comfortable with. We don't want to force them into some ideas that don't work for them.
Okay.
This is a cooperative mission.
Okay.
It's about building trust.
So this is your current
As well
plan.
as
Okay.
okay.
In preparation to this plan, this is going to be a quote-unquote one-day time skip.
Also, can Sasha come with me and we can purify the water that we made all of blood? She says fucking purify water, doesn't she?
yes, I can spend an hour to like change some of my spells, can't I?
Nope, you have to go over a long rest. No
Right,
class,
that was
no class
that
has
was
the
what
ability to
it was, wasn't
change their spells over a long rest, or over a short rest rather.
Short rest.
Where are we taking the long rest though? Because we need to get down the ravine as well.
Yeah, so this is what I'm asking. This is a one-day time skip where you guys are going to decide where you're going to go and how you're going to get there, and we'll do certain things.
So
Yeah. Okay. So
I mean, I suggest we
we're
just
currently
ask for a
here.
ladder or something.
go out and look at the map, friends. We're here. We're gonna come down here. Do we go purify the water? Yes, no. And are we just gonna go here and?
I mean, you can always fall and hope you don't die.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure Peacefellow would appreciate us dealing with the water.
Yeah.
I feel like given the circumstances, he might be willing to wait until we've done this, but I don't know. That's a question. Are we?
They say they're gonna last like a day.
Peacefellow, he has a mild conversation with the guy, Medusa.
Yeah.
And after a short conversation, he does come back and does mention to you they'll let us live, but not there.
Where?
I mean,
In other words, they want them to relocate. They're not okay with them being in the cave where they currently are because it's too close to home, and they don't
but
want.
how
And
are
they
they
don't
gonna
want any.
survive? Like they need food.
We already planned to move them to the Goblin Village.
we're gonna plan
yeah.
to-
Is Peacefellow still okay with that? Was he ever okay with that? Did we kind of force that on him?
Peacefellow, he kind of felt begrudging towards it because he didn't have a choice. Now that he feels he has a choice, he mentions that the kobolds are probably going to be okay with moving if it's less hostile. But if it's that close to a city, he can't guarantee the kobolds won't be mischievous. He also mentions that how are you going to move a tribe of 50 kobolds? The majority of them are petrified of giant vultures or anything big.
Okay. The Gnolls are willing to be cooperative on this. Will they give us a little time to sort something out on?
Yeah, they'll give time. They're just not happy with where the kobolds currently are because it's
Can some of their spellcasters help us get them away? Like,
Or
let's see. Do gnolls know spells such as fly? I mean,
Okay.
So, I mean,
Another
the Goblin
point.
Village. The Goblin Village is about here-ish somewhere, right?
no, Goblin
Yes.
Village is down here. Isn't it?
no, that's
just
the
one
Goblin-
question.
Oh, this Goblin Village.
Yes, this Goblin Village.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
you were gonna say what, Queglod?
I was just going to say, if the kobolds go down this way to the city, across there, can the bridge machines can't get over the ravine, can they? The bridge ballistas.
They can't go down, but they can go across. So you'd be able to shoot across the ravine.
Okay, that's fine then. If the Gnolls will let us borrow those, then
Yeah,
Okay.
one of the things
That-
so
I
they
mean,
can make a ladder here.
frankly,
Yeah.
here's what I'm going to put forward. Why don't we just say, how about we deal with this after we deal with the mind flayers?
Yeah, of course. Because
Yeah, that's
because
the
if
idea.
Peacefellow dies, you don't
But-
have to worry about the gnolls. Or the goblins.
Yeah, exactly.
Kobolds, rather.
Those might all die before we even fucking did done with it.
No,
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm
Chris said
just,
they're gonna last like a day without food and water.
yeah.
Currently, they don't have water.
Yeah, the kobolds don't have water currently. They have food, which is leftover things like general creatures and rats. That's it.
Knows no purify water.
Nope. They know how
Well,
to poison food
Sasha-
and water, but they don't know how to purify it.
All right. I will learn purify water.
Okay.
and use
Okay.
that.
So we spend the night here at the thing if they allow us.
Yep.
In the morning, we go purify this, and then we
Mhm.
head down with their ballista thing.
Mhm.
The ballistas can only go
No,
across.
that-
They can't go
The
vertical.
bridge ballista.
They'll
the
be
bridge
able to
ballista.
go that way. They can't go that way.
No, that's
Oh.
fine. We're waiting until the mind flayers are dealt with.
No, they're
Then we'll
talking
send the
about
bridge
using.
rings.
They're talking about
Oh,
using
yeah,
the bridge
yeah,
ballista
okay.
to.
So how are we getting down here?
I'm okay. Can I
One use
put
of conjure
forward-
animals or Felipe.
Yeah, so
Or-
is third level.
Guys.
Oh.
Could we just ask the gnolls for a fucking ladder?
I'm not willing to risk that.
Just a fucking rope ladder. It's not hard.
Maybe if they have that
How
much rope.
far is this?
They've got ballista bridges. I suspect they have something akin to a rope ladder.
Well, I mean, that's basically what the ballista bridges are.
It's like, come on, guys. Let's not think too hard about this. You know what?
How long is it?
How long is this?
It's about a 30-foot drop.
30?
Oh yeah, but the thing is, you can't land on the ledge. You got to go all the way down, which means you'll be going to here,
Uh-huh.
and
How long
that
is that?
is a 250-foot drop.
This is why we get a lot of ladders and tie them together.
Something to note that will use up a lot of their resources.
Or we can cast one third level spell and get us all down there.
Yeah, but we are going into a big battle, is all I'm saying. But you know what? Fine. Let's cast the third
Okay,
level.
do
spell.
keep in mind you haven't slept yet, so do you sleep now, or do you have anything else you wish to take care of? The Medusa
Well,
does
I mean,
come back
we'd
out and
spend-
she does agree with the plan.
We can use sending to tell them when we're going in, correct? Or the signal for them to go in. Or can they see through here and see when these guys are here, they can go in?
Hold on, I'm in the wrong part. They
Like,
will
when
be
these guys
able
are
to see
here-
that, but they won't be able to time it without your aid on when these guys actually get up to the top and move across.
Yeah, so when these guys are here, we want these guys to start to like be on the edge and get ready. Like start setting up, going to it.
Right. I'm gonna use sending whilst I'm around to.
So we can use sending when these guys are here, and then these guys are running in and setting up.
Okay. Sasha,
By the
you're
time
using
these
sending
guys
now
cross-
before the sleep?
I'm using sending currently to sort of try and ask the Aboleth if it can set up a telepathic link between us so that we can have a decent conversation now, and then say like, if not, we're coming to you soon for stuff.
Okay.
Like we're heading towards you in the rough time period we're planning to get to them.
He receives the sending.
Mm-hmm.
The wording back is in the best common he can muster,
Mm-hmm.
which generally references he can't telepathically communicate with you. He can probably cast 2 or 3 sendings before you will have to speak in person. So,
But he can't use sending on the things because he doesn't know them, right? The
true,
gnolls.
but he knows you guys. So, if you wish to translate anything, figure out a 75-word message that you're going to send to him. Either in 325 chunks, or all as one in a 75-word list.
Remember, because I get to reply to his sendings, I also get like I can actually pump it up to currently about 100 to 125.
Oh right, because you didn't cast any spells because you weren't here and I played you last time, didn't I?
Yep.
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 So you have no spell slots used. So how much do you want to
Why
pump
are
that
we
by?
doing this?
Like I have so many. I have I just used 1 3rd level spell slot to do the sending.
You should have.
And he got to
What are we
reply.
doing?
And he got to reply for free. Now I've got 2 3rd level spell slots and 1 4th level spell slot, which I can do. So that's
another 75
instantaneously.
words. So 150
75
words on
words there.
both parts.
But also, when he replies back, I get another 25 words.
Yeah.
If he uses sending on to me.
Yeah, so it's
And
150
he gets
words each.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
In such a case, we can say you can either do the following. You can either construct a basic guideline containing, I'm going to say 5 points that you're going to be able to discuss, or you can make a d20 roll and base it off of that.
I'm going to put this out to the party, guys.
Now, do you know you will not be able to go into super detail with the sending? Whereas if you get a high roll, then you'll probably be able to do a few in quite high detail.
Who wants like? I would
So
say
we're explaining the plan to him, correct?
You're explaining the plan to him, yes.
like we'll probably be able to like finalize it when we're there, which might mean that doing the 5 point is better because we can get a rough outline and then fine tune it at the end. But if we get like there is also the option of rolling the random and hoping for a 20. I personally would go for the 5 points, but I'm putting this out to you lot because you're the strategist and Queglod is the de facto intelligent actual human.
Elsyan, Malcom, and Ghaakt at this point, they're kind of sat over in the corner and seem to be playing. Someone's pulled out a deck of cards and doesn't. They're just playing. 2 gnolls have also joined in. They seem to be partially cheating, but it's fine. You guys at this point, you are given your stuff back. Sasha, notably, your scale of a Turin has not been returned.
I'm going to. We're still with the seer, right?
You're still with the seer because this would be on the first day, yeah.
I had a holy item from my goddess taken by one of your clerics. Am I going to get that back or not?
I can try and find out who it was, but no guarantees. The reason I say no guarantees is because if they die in this battle coming ahead, and it may be lost. But I'll see who I can get through. I'll see if I can get the chieftain to go through any before the end of the day.
It was one of the clerics, certainly. I know that much. If I don't get that back, I will have to search every single knoll until I find it. Not in like a threatening way, but I will have to like pat people down.
She is concerned, but nods kind of mildly understand.
I'm sure you can understand. Like, if my god gets angry at me, I can't have that. So so I just need to, get it at some point.
Yeah, she understands. The chief lets the other gnoll know. The other gnoll, be the one with the large bow, is going to go about and proceed to make a search for you.
Thank you very much.
Over the course of the rest of the day, he does go and search for it. He brings in, he starts with the more troublesome clerics and goes about that. When you wake up, there's no... It's been returned. But there's also a matter of they have said that they are still searching.
Right. I'm gonna... Can I, like... If we've got the... Okay, so... do we I said I was going to purify the water now.
First thing in the morning, because you don't have it prepared, don't you?
Yeah, so first thing in the morning, because you said when we wake up in the morning. So I will be taking that as one of my spells, and I will be using it to replace... let's say I'm using it to replace...
I will say you don't necessarily have to, because before you go into this fight next session, so when you wake up after this, because you aren't delaying the days, you level up overnight.
Wait, what?
Oh, right. Yes.
Going into this
Oh,
fight.
leveled up.
Yeah, going into this fight, you will level up. So keep that in mind. You have an ability score improvement, and you have other stuff coming. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, I take purify food and drink, and it allows me to basically make a big old. We have to take the water out of the area, but it does mean that I can like make a good a good 10-foot sphere of water into like clean stuff. So that should be it's probably best to like take it out, but if we
How
get
long
any
would that
barrels, it completely purifies everything within that
How
radius.
long would it last the kobolds?
The largest vessel you'd be able to
instantaneous.
put it in would be a barrel. Do you have barrels on you?
I need the bag of holding.
No.
Actually, we do have one brewer's mini barrel, so that's like at least a decent amount of water.
A brewer's mini barrel, so you'd be looking at probably about.
I think that's what there was a name for it specifically, if I remember correctly.
It was a 2 foot. It's a 2 foot sphere-ish of water.
Yeah.
Which,
So that's enough to keep them alive, certainly.
for a day.
Yeah,
Maybe
but
for
we
So give us
also,
an extra day.
It will
but we
give
can
you an
also
extra
see
day.
about like other stuff like
Can we ask if they have any barrels?
Yeah, we can ask if they have any barrels or any containers at all, really.
Okay. The gnolls have buckets.
I was talking more about the kobolds, but that works too.
Oh no, not the gnolls.
That-
Sorry. Yeah, the kobolds have buckets. The majority of them have holes in.
What about gnolls? Do they have it?
No, the gnolls don't have supplies. This is a warband.
Right.
They're getting their food and water from the surface. Which, by the way, as you're getting there are what look to be not necessarily trade carts, but there are groups coming down with large number of supplies of meat and water from the surface. You don't know where the surface leads, how far a travel it is, or anything like that.
we-
but, yeah.
We could ask to just like, could we have some of that for our allies?
Make me a persuasion check.
Okay, I'm assuming I'm making this because I'm the one that asked.
Yep,
Lovely.
and because it's your... I was going to make you roll
If
it
we can
anyway
assist,
because you're
I
the
don't
one
know.
who caused it, so...
That's fair.
I don't know if we can assist on this, but
No. Okay, 16.
Okay,
15,
plus 3,
maybe.
19.
Oh no, plus 3, 19. Yeah, they give you some food and water. It will keep the kobolds running for a day. So, mixing that with, if you wish to cast a Purify Water, then you would receive that. Do keep in mind you should still have it prepared, because you don't know this arrives till the morning.
Yep.
yeah, we're gonna do it in the morning.
I'll hang on to the spell slot for now. If we survive, I'll do it at the end.
Yeah.
It's a first level spell.
Yeah, and I'm probably gonna have something left to cast it with. But if they're gonna last
I
a
mean,
day anyway,
hopefully,
there's not.
but-
I don't want.
Yeah, if they last a day with this, then yeah.
Yeah, and if I die, they're gonna die anyway. So
Okay.
it's like.
So with the sending, did you want to send 5 general points across, or did you want to roll the
I
dice?
put something in the secret chat if anyone wants to read.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, give me a second.
The secret chat, which I'm not allowed to see chat. They made a chat without me. I'm proud. I'm glad.
Yeah. That's gnolls rather than kobolds in the first point, but
yeah.
I mean, kobolds can tag along if they want, but
What are the kobolds going to do? Throw buckets
I
at them?
yeah, I feel like the gnolls don't really want to work with them.
No, they
Yeah.
don't. The kobolds are seen as far lesser races to the gnolls.
Yeah, which is
Un-
hilarious, but
What do you mean? It's
I'm gonna say something along the
nothing.
lines. Okay,
What,
are we
you
all
think
okay?
kobolds can
With
take
everyone
out
in the
gnolls?
secret chat,
no,
everyone in
it's
the
just
secret
that
chat, you good?
Huh?
Is that good for the secret chat, everyone? I say everyone. There's 2 of you.
yeah, I think that's
Simon,
fine.
I'm fine
Okay.
with it.
Thank you. Right. We've got. I'm okay. I'm not gonna like. Do I have to actually spell out the 150 words, or can I just give you a rough 5
Just
points?
copy and paste me the 5 points.
I'll post it in the.
No, because Infernal's done it in like in not like the most efficient way. We've
Is it
contacted
150?
Noel.
Okay. Contacted gnolls.
We've contacted Knolls, who we've allied ourselves with Knolls, and they are going to be attacking from the north of the city. I'm assuming this is like north.
Yes.
Yeah.
The north of the city. At X point in time, we want to send constructs at X point in time beforehand to have them start as an initial force against the city.
Yeah.
And basically lay out the timeline that our plan is, as in we enter through the pyramid with our elites and normals.
Okay, that would use the remainder of it then, because each of these would be 1 point.
I mean, I was going to say like these lot here are going to head through it here. This lot here are going to head through at this point in time. We're going to head in at this point to kill the brain. Is basically the last portion.
Okay, so using your 5 points, you've come into contact with gnolls, and they're your allies. They're going to be helping you attack, and here are the 3 stages in which we plan to have the attack go. Boom, boom, boom. Messaging back, he organizes times, and he says that you guys can coordinate via sending. And that's what
he's gonna tell us when to do it, alright?
He's gonna tell you when, yeah. So he will organize the timing. It's just you guys need to use one use of sending to.
Yeah, to tell when the gnolls to go.
Yes, exactly.
That's fine. I'm good to be down 1 point. This to clarify. We organized this the night before, not the day after, because I got
Yeah.
So in the morning we would have. What level is sending?
Third, yes.
Yeah.
Third
So
level,
we'd be down 2 third level spell slots, but that's
Yeah.
one from Malcom and one from Sasha.
Okay, so
So
Malcom
that's fine because we've still got a decent.
Malcom has extra ones, right?
Yes, he does.
Yeah,
That's fine.
I have both of my spells. So. You guys have
A whole
hold
two
your animals for one.
cries in Warlock.
Cries in Sorcerer. I have 8 spells.
Well, you have 9 now.
Oh yeah, yay.
I mean, shall we take this time to roll for health and stuff?
Yeah,
and
sure.
do
If
our-
you guys-
Let's
Yeah.
level up then,
If
because
you,
we're gonna
if
go
you
to
guys,
sleep
if
after
you
that.
guys are ready, I'm going to clarify. I'm going to clarify this. So, Sudz is back to full hit points, and spell slots wise, he is down to he has
1/3 level down.
He is 1/3 level down, meaning he has 3/3. Yeah. This being how he is, he's getting pretty good with Lighthouse. Yeah.
Okay, I've added my my +1 bonus to my wisdom and to my constitution, so I'm now doing pretty good there. I just need to roll my.
Why did that formula not work?
Should we level up on stream or do it after?
Yeah, might as well level up on stream.
Alright.
I'm gonna roll my
Where's
die.
my hit die?
Tis a D8. Four. Nice.
I'm a D.
We can reroll
something.
critical fails, right? A 1. Yes?
Yes. If you roll a 1, you can redo that.
Right, that puts me up by 6 total. 60 it.
If you roll a 1, you reroll. You keep rerolling until you get something different.
Oh, okay. Cool. Okay, 3. That's fine.
Okay.
I get 8 hit points. Yay!
And that's a 5 added to my 89 now.
Okay, so 5 plus your 4 plus your 1 because of your dwarf thing.
I know that. I've already added that in. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So
what'd you get, Queglod?
4 is what I'm.
I got a 4 plus my 2 for my con.
Okay.
So that was plus 6.
Okay.
Up to 6.
Should I roll for the others, or should I just not bother?
I mean, you
No,
can let them do it after.
I'd say let them do it.
Okay, I'll let them do it. Such as spell slots have been dealt with. He is down 1/3 level, and I think that is everything that needs to be done. In terms of ability score improvements, well, I'll just call it for the end of the stream for people watching. You can stick around while we do the level up process if you're interested. But otherwise, this is going to be the end for this. This will just be me running through basic stuff and getting decisions sorted. For those who want to know the logistics. So, for the YouTube side and for those who've already left, bye-bye. But for those who are sticking around, hello. So, I'm gonna close all my trash. Hold on. There we go. Close all that. Will's at full hit points. His spell slots need to be fixed. He now has...
Chris,
Hello.
my level 4 spell slot has a very scary formula in it, and I don't know how to buff it up by 1.
Hold on.
I'm just not going to touch it on that one.
Yeah, no, I know it should be automatic, but I did the formula wrong. I've realized it going through a bunch of them now that I've realized I've just done the formula wrong completely.
Yeah. By the way, guys, I went up by 14 hit points there. That was nice.
Nice.
Nice. I'm on 76.
You went up by 14
I'm
hit
94, motherfucker.
How'd you go up by 14
yeah.
hit points?
I buffed up my constitution, so I got 8 hit points there. Like just over, like that's just from my existence. Then I added a +5 because of what I rolled, and then I added a +1 because of what my my thing. What's the thing I'm talking about?
I don't
Is
know.
that a...
My dwarven toughness.
Yeah, so Dwarven Toughness gave you 1, your 5 plus your 5, so you went up by 11.
Oh wait, shit! But I'm supposed to add another.
Yeah, you're
4.
supposed to add... So he got like 19.
Yeah, 19.
So
Why-
what was your con
Well,
modifier?
he gets 8 for his modifier going up 1 space.
But I also forgot to add the +4 from the fact that I already have 4 constitution, so that should be 18 altogether.
Wait, did
Oh,
your
I
con,
s-
did your con
Yeah.
go up to 20 then?
He
Yes.
bumped his con up.
Nice.
He bumped his con up by 1 using your ability score improvement.
Mm-hmm. Along with my wisdom. So that was the.
I
well,
see.
that's right.
I'm gonna need to change my attribute card again. That's fine.
Yeah.
Do it later.
So I think that ends up being 7, 5, 5, and 1.
So what was your health
That
previously?
should be 19.
What was your health
My
previously?
health, 80. I then got these +7 from my previous levels with my constitution. Then I got my +5 from my constitution. being
There's an easy way of
20,
doing this. So you had, what did you roll? 5?
5
5 plus the 4 which you previously had, plus 8.
plus.
Making that 17, plus your Dwarven Toughness, making that 18. So yeah, 98 is correct.
Yes. 98 health, motherfuckers. I'm almost at triple digits.
Good
Yep.
for you.
Level 8. You could have taken tough and hit triple digits.
I know, but like taking the constitution and the wisdom was the better option.
Yeah, increases your spells. You're already pretty you're already pretty strong because of your Gauntlets of Ogre Strength, and you've
Bern
got...
calculating his HP right now, taking tough.
Yeah. Tough is overrated. Don't at me.
He would have gotten an additional 9 hit points.
But remember, I wouldn't have gotten the bonus to my constitution, so.
True, which would have helped you in the many Constitution checks I ask you guys to do, and saving throws. Well, hey, it helps versus exhaustion, which is a thing.
It does do that.
What feat was I gonna take? Did we say?
Is your kit already set up, or are you already? What do you need? Do you need something else?
No, I don't remember which one we said I was gonna take.
Alright, let's see. Don't forget, Blood also levels up.
Oh yeah.
He gets his first ability score improvement.
No, he doesn't, because he's half my level.
Oh yes, half your level rounded up. Got it. I go the wrong way every time with that.
So he'd level up when I'm level 10.
Yeah.
Right? You just started him at level...
Yeah, he'll level up.
If it's rounded up, he would go to level 5 when you hit level 9, wouldn't he?
That's true. Oh no, did we just start him at level 4 just because?
Yeah, we started him at level 4. Yeah.
Yeah, just because it made it easier for me. Yeah. Okay. Because you had an ability score improvement straight away then, rather than having to have a weak slime be in your body. Yep. He does roll his... No, he doesn't get hit die yet. not till next
Yeah,
level.
next level he's gonna get. He's gonna get extra attack as well. That's good.
Yeah, Felipe didn't get anything, does he? Obviously, his temporary hit points is based on
Your
me,
max hit
so-
points, yeah, so that will go
Yeah.
up. Speaking of which, is it maybe worth on Queglod getting tough just so you can
Just to buff Felipe.
just to buff Felipe?
Well, I was contemplating whether to increase my constitution.
Your
Queglod.
constitution at the moment is a 15. If you could
Yeah,
increase
I
your
have
con and
3
your
odd
dex.
scores. Yeah, I could increase my con and my dex. I could increase my con and my wisdom. Or I could increase my wisdom and my dex. Wisdom's not directly tied to my character, but it's negative.
On the other hand, if you went for the resilient feat, you could go for the +1 in con and get proficiency in constitution saving throws,
That is true.
which is very powerful. Same if you went for dex as well, and then you'd have a +1 for the next level if you wanted to take that route. Alternatively, a +2 to your charisma, which makes you stronger.
You see Queglod for the next 4 ability score improvements, buffing up her constitution and taking tough. Power makes this Felipe strong.
Just Queglod at the end of the campaign. Okay, I'm a warlock. How many hit points do you have? I have 204. I summoned Felipe. He has 408 hit points.
This dragon of yours seems to only have 300, Chris.
Shut up!
Oh, you know the worst thing?
At least my dragon can breathe fire.
Yeah. You know what would be the worst thing about that, though?
What?
Giving Felipe 408 temporary hit points. Power word kill. Has 1 health still.
Hey, look, that's what Death Ward's for. It negates the effect of power word kill once.
Nice.
Yeah,
Good
the
for it.
first time you drop to 0 hit points, it pops you back to 1. So effectively, you get to do the focus sash Shedinja with.
So all I need is some.
Oh no.
All we need is something that fucking like deals your health, takes your opponent down to your health in a quick attack.
Effectively, yeah, and Felipe.
Yeah. Where's my... What was the skill?
Oh, by the way, Simon, do you get another invocation at this level?
What a question.
If you do, I have many talks with you. Obviously, also you have spell to learn. No. Yes.
Yes, I should.
What do warlocks get at 8th level? They get an
Ability
ability score improvement, they learn 1 new spell, and they don't get an invocation.
Guys, I'm probably gonna have to head off now.
Yeah,
if that's
that's
cool
fine.
with you.
That's fine. You've already done your ability score improvement, so that's fine. You've already done your health,
Yeah.
and obviously...
Wait,
sort
hold
out
on.
your
How many
spells.
invocations do I have?
You have 4.
Those being Agonizing Blast, Devil's Sight, Detect Magic. Did I forget to get an invocation last level?
Well,
Am I an idiot?
to be fair, I spoke to you a lot
You
about
know what?
it, and
I actually remember it. You never made a decision. You
Yeah.
never decided on one.
Yeah, because I said, "Oh, I'll talk to you about it," and you said, "Yeah, I'll think on it for a bit," and then we never
Well-
actually spoke again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Good thing you remembered, honestly.
Because I, as always, will always recommend Book of... no, not Book of Ancient Secrets. Oh, Book of Ancient Secrets is your other one. Gives you 2 first level spells, and from your Book of Shadows, and you can also... you also gain 2 additional cantrips. Wait, no? No, it gives the 2 additional cantrips already. Never mind.
Yeah. Back to the time we already had that.
Ignore that.
Anyone have any
Right, bye guys.
See you
spells
later,
for me?
Bye.
Recommended spells? Viable.
That was one of them, correct?
4th level Sorcerer.
4th level. Well, it doesn't have to be 4th level.
4th level spell.
It doesn't have to be.
Ice Storm, Polymorph, Sickening Radiance. You take Sickening Radiance, I kill you. Storm Sphere is pretty good.
What? I don't take second.
Don't take Sickening Radiance, I will kill you. It is broken.
Why?
It puts exhaustion on enemies.
I was gonna take it. I've actually. I just got my notes. It says take sickening radiance.
Yeah, because it's broken. It's a 6-turn insta-kill. A 5-turn insta-kill, technically.
So.
Oh, one thing. If I'm considering Book of Ancient Secrets, I would need a ritual tag in my spell list. because I don't think I have one.
It says its prerequisite is packed with the tome feature. Means it doesn't require rituals.
Yeah, but the spells that you get are rituals.
That's true.
And getting it gives you the ability to cast spells as rituals. Because you don't have that on Warlock as default,
Yeah.
the stat block for the spells that I have in my character sheet doesn't contain.
Yeah, that's true.
So
yeah, if you wanted two
think you
first
should
level
change
ritual
that.
spells, that's not terrible.
Check out Donjon. Let's see what options we got.
You've also got the custom ones as well.
It's a point, but
I'll get those up for you, and I'll tell you if there's any good ones, because most of them are specific.
yeah.
So there aren't actually that many that will be useful to you. There'll probably
Okay.
only be 2 available to you. One is the Warlock thing, Chronicle of the... you got the Chronicle of the Raven Queen, which is you can read a dead spirit's thing. There's Cursebringer, which isn't necessarily terrible. You've got... You've also got the Raven Queen's Blessing. And that's it. Yeah, other than that, there isn't anything else. Those are the only 3 that are in there.
Okay. In terms of rituals, alarm. I don't know what Felipe is for. Where's Donjon took so long? Ceremony, yeah. Comprehend languages, yeah. Decently helpful, but we already have that kind of.
Dreadful Word, just so you can cast Confusion once a day. I've realised why those are actually really powerful. Because being able to use them once per day basically gives you a bonus spell slot. Which is why that's so powerful, because it means you can have 3 spell slots at the early stage levels.
Doesn't for Dreadful Word. Dreadful Word uses the spell slot.
Using the spell slots. It's... Huh, okay.
Yeah, that one's not so good.
Oh, it's only the ones which are at will. Got it. Okay, I misread that.
Yeah, I don't even recall what Confusion stats are.
Well, if you're wearing if you took off your armor, you could use Armor of Shadows. Give yourself
Could
mage
do.
armor
This
at will.
is a thing that I was contemplating doing. It would buff up my AC.
To 13 or 15 rather.
Yeah. Though at the cost of armor of Agathis
That is true.
and cold resistance, but
yeah, it's kind of a big deal for you at that point. But yeah, Infernal, let me know what your spell choice is, unless you wish to keep it a secret. If Summon Greater Demons is in there, I recommend that one.
You recommend that one?
Yeah! Think about it. Look at the range on Summon Greater Demons.
Thing is, though, we talked about it. You won't let me have it. Sorcerers can't learn it.
Oh yeah, sorcerers can't learn it. Who can learn it?
We
Wizards
talked about this. It's wizards and
warlocks.
warlocks, yeah.
Hey, Simon, you want to take Summon Greater Demons? It's a great spell. It's a concentration for an hour, so what? The point is you break concentration the moment you use it anyway. Do you want to know why? Because you cast a 60-foot range to summon a demon and then run away as it goes ham in the middle of the enemy ranks.
this is fantastically relevant to our current situation, actually. So maybe, unless they mentally enslave the demon, that could go badly.
That could go wrong.
Just gonna send you this, Simon.
Oh boy.
Oh, Trickster's Escape could be a good invocation for you. It's Xanthar's one. You can cast Freedom of Movement once on yourself without expending a spell slot. You gain the ability to do so again when you finish a long rest. That one's pretty good, because that will just negate paralysis. And petrification and stuff.
Oh.
What? What's O? I'm worried. What's O?
Oh.
The fact that Simon's interested has me worried. It's not the fact that Infernal sent it, it's the fact that Simon's interested.
Hold on, let me just check.
What have you done, Infernal?
It is a very interesting plan. You can't deny that.
That was me just posting about it being a level up sequence. Alright, well, I'm going to end the stream here. I don't know if I'll end it early on YouTube. I'll probably forget, so yeah. Bye, guys.